What up, world? It's Mac. Tell me something slick and make it stick. Yes, sir. I am back, baby, for another exciting episode of Cigar Chats with Mac, but the Purple Panties edition. And yep, I got the world's greatest panel from head to toe is in the building. I got GQ, goddamn it, on the couch today. You know it's gonna be a great show. I got Maya sipping coffee. Taylor gonna give me some good signal today. It's going down. Tam is multitasking as always, and Kiki is on the way. But anyway, let's get ready to go around the horn. Let me do a weekly check-in with everybody. I'm gonna start with my buddy who always give me good weekly updates. Maya, you damn right. Yeah, Maya. What?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
My week. So I did my first live on X, which was cool. Did my lives on Instagram, been doing my lives on my YouTube channel. I have been journaling in this new book called Let That Shit Go. Okay. Wow. It is so good. Yes, a journal for bullshit, basically. And working on a few things, been accused of a few things, but other than that, I'm fine.
Maya, who bothering you? Who we need to pull up on? Who messing with Maya?
Women who have personality and opinions. We too independent and we talk too much. You know how it go.
So somebody taking offense about you being great on the Purple Panties panel.
Pretty fucking much, but it's all good.
Well, fuck that. Oh, excuse. You know what? I'm trying to work on that, but F them. You my peoples now, so F them. Your problems, my problems. All right, okay. GQ. What the hell you been doing, brother, this week?
Hey man, I done slowed down with the traveling, so that's a little bit. But no, I got a property that I've been working on, so I've been fixing plumbing and floors and paint and carpet. So yeah, that's been my whole week. I'm glad to sit down on this couch because my back is sore in the mud, bro.
All right, so good. I'm just happy to see your ass not in the car. I think it's the first time in a long time, nigga. I ain't see you in the car. This is gonna be a great show. Okay, absolutely. The new dude, she got thoughts. It's getting ready to be her birthday soon. Tammy G,
give us everybody. Updates. I don't know. Yeah. I'm about to go to Mexico tomorrow. That's my update.
Nice.
That's all you get. Mexico. Mexican Spanish real quick. What I need to know.
You need to know a couple things. Hola, como está bien? Tango hombre means you hungry. You know you need to know that. Tango hombre means you hungry. I'll get you some Spanish when we get off. I'll give you some stuff to know, some basic stuff to know. So Mexico tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
And you gone all week?
Something like that. Something like that. Can't let the ops know.
All right. Other words, Mac, don't be. How was the week in review, baby?
My week was cool. I got one more week. This is my last week of work, and then I get to be like the teachers, and I get to, have my summertime too. But I started school, so I will be pursuing my master's. So I'm working on that this week, and then also, still working on my lives. Got some good feedback, some good traction. So making some progress. Nice.
I love it. All right. Yeah, I seen you do your live, man. Okay, then. So
that's trying to stay consistent. I'm trying to get like you,
You got it. Yeah, hey, wait. We're gonna push you over here. You part of the team. All right, so good stuff. So everybody had a good week. Tams, she's in bliss. She's getting ready for Mexico. GQ back hurt like a motherfucker. He needs some leaves. I gotta go fight Maya's beef. Me and Maya gotta go pull up on somebody. Talk crazy about my homegirl. And Taylor she's trying to be all she could be. I got it. And I don't know where Kiki at. Can somebody go check the, you know what? I ain't gonna say that. Anyway, I'm about to say somebody go check the I'm not gonna say that. All right. So we got a great show today, y'all. I want to talk about gender wars. And we got a lot of that go on in our community. To me, I see more than any other community, in my opinion. So I'm going to kick it off with something. We're going to kick it off with something light. But I'm going to actually come at Taylor on this one first. All right. What do you think are the main causes of the so-called gender wars in today's society?
Why you got to start with me?
Hey, I got to get you why that damn signal is good. I got to get it right now, mama. I don't know.
The main reason for gender wars, we talking in relationships or just in general?
And you can go either spectrum you want. You go relationships, you can go in general, whatever touch your heart. Let's go.
I know I'm going to get a lot of kickback, but
Join
there's
the
a
party.
lot of we all have opinions, right? So, and perspectives. I feel like today there's a lot of independent women. Like myself, I'm a single mother going to pursue my master's. I got to be the man and the woman in the household. So sometimes we can be a little stronger than what men may like for us to be. And I also feel like social media is a big part of that, because a lot of women want to be that boss chick, and sometimes while we're on our boss missions, we can forget our roles as a lady. So that's just my perspective.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. GQ, I'm coming to you, brother. What you got?
Bro, I always think so far left field, man. What I think in society is that people don't actually have a goal for how they move. And I say this, for me, everything is life and death. So I look at the end goal. You having a gender war, the stuff we talking about today. If you died tomorrow, would it really matter? No. So, while people talking about what he should do and what she should do, I'm like, be happy. Like, you should really make your happiness yours. Don't worry about society. Don't worry about the next person, because at the end of the day, when it's time to go, you gone, and everything you said, it isn't going to matter. It's all the fuss and heartache that you put up trying to talk about what he did and what she did, it's not gonna matter. So, the reason I think it is because people are so focused on how society views them and not worried about what they actually do. You make yourself happy and quit worrying about Tom and Lisa and all the other people who looking at you, because they don't make your paycheck for most of us, and they don't, make a difference in the eyes of your kids, and that's the only other thing that really matters. So yeah, that's how I say it. They just worried about society views and not just doing what they want to do. So yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. Maya, what you got?
I feel like we are an individualistic society. So therefore, everybody wants to be individual and do things their way, which is not an issue. However, if you're coming together as a team, whether that be in a relationship, a friendship, family, and you guys are trying to be cohesive, give up the whole I'm right, you're wrong, or you're wrong, I'm right, my way is the best way. No, my way is the best way, or like do it this way, my way or the highway kind of thing. I think if we did that, focusing on what would make the other happy in whatever kind of relationship that you're in, I think that would work a little bit better than everybody's trying to be right. I want you to listen to me. No, you need to listen to me. No, you need to listen to me. No, you need to. And then it just blows up into this whole thing. And then, well, I'm a man, and then women should do da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm a woman, and I feel like I should do da-da-da-da. And it just goes, to the left. So that's how I feel about it. Let's try to get along.
I love that, man. Okay. All right. She's going to have thoughts. Close it out, Tam.
So many thoughts.
Well, we waiting.
I had to write them down to remember. Okay. So it's a lot of reasons why we are in gender wars. And I think a lot of the reasons that we are in gender wars, one of the main reasons why we're in gender wars is money. People not going to admit it. People not going to talk about it, but it's money. Well, why is it money, Tam? Oh, it's money because if you say that the man is supposed to be the provider, but you have these quote unquote independent women that are out there and they're earning more than the men, or them earning the same amount of the men, and then you have this whole 50-50 discussion. Now you have you have issue, you have contention. And even before we get into a whole 50-50 thing, men, the new generation of men think that taking women on date is tricking. That's not tricking. That's called courting.
That's called courting.
But they think it's tricking. And so now they put, well, I'm going to take her to a coffee. I'm going to take her to an ice cream shop. I'm going to take her to this. And it's just like, if you're dealing with a real one really not going to care where you taking them, right? It's going to be the experience of getting to know them. But they think everything is tricking these days because they choose women who want to trick. Like, you choosing the ones who want to trick. Make that make sense. Okay, so that's an issue, right? That's one of the issues that's causing this. But the main issue is that people don't know who the hell they are. They don't know who they are. They don't have no goals. They don't have no role models. They're not doing no inner work to become better people. How are you trying to be in a relationship with somebody else, but you don't know who you are? You can't step into a relationship and you don't know who the hell you are, and you're trying to be trying to figure out who you are with somebody else, especially if you're in your 30s. Baby, you should have figured it out by now. I'm not here to help you figure out who you are. You need to come figure it out already. Okay, so they don't know who they are. And then another thing, especially with the women on the side, right? Marriage is the goal, right? Not being a wife, not being a husband. The goal is to get the ring. The goal is to get the MRS. The goal is to say, my wife, my husband, but you are not preparing yourself to be a wife. You're not preparing yourself to be a husband. Those are sacrificial roles. Those are roles where you become selfless, where you become the shield for the other person. If you are not in a position to love somebody with that level of intensity, you should not be looking towards marriage. You're not prepared to be a wife or a husband. Okay, so you got that going on. And then I'll go back to what Maya said. I wrote that down too. Everybody in these relationships so concerned about being right. And they're not concerned about being in relationship with each other. You want to be right so bad, you ain't in relationship with each other. Sometimes you got to swallow your pride and be like, I'm sorry. Okay, I love you more than this problem. Okay, I'm willing to work on this problem, but people so concerned about being right. People so concerned about that becomes the head. And it's just like, no, our goal, if we are to be together, is to be in relationship with each other. Not to be right or to be wrong, not to go tit for tat, not to be counting up this, that, and I did this, now you did this. None of that. Is to be in relationship with each other. And that means being intentional about loving each other in their love language. Not in your love language, not the one that you like, but in the way they receive love. But people don't want to hear that. And I've come to all these things because when you get to a place where you're doing inner work on yourself and you're looking at what you did wrong and what you did right and things, you have to start holding a mirror up to your own self, right? You can't just be like, well, he was crazy, that was the problem, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And yes, I have dated crazy people, and yes, but you got to hold the mirror up to yourself and be like, well, what could I have done? And if you can't do that in the relationships you've been in, you're not ready to be in a relationship, because a relationship is about work. It's not easy. It's going to be beautiful, right? But it's not easy. But most people are not willing to do that work. And that's why people are so quick to swipe left, swipe right, go to the next person because they're not willing to do the work to be in an actual serious relationship with somebody. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. Ain't too much you can add behind y'all, man, on that one. I'm here, drop the mic. All right. Okay. Oh, man. So to sum it up, I mean, yeah. Maya, you saying this? Hey, let's get along. Tam said, "Goddamn, you might want to know yourself." I mean, Taylor, like, hey, let's ease up on all the, we get so focused on, goals and careers, but we missing the big picture. GQ saying, look, at the end of the day, none of this other shit gonna matter. I don't think y'all could have described it any better. So I'm gonna leave that alone because y'all nailed that one. Let's kick it off with this one. Good stuff, ladies and gent. All right. And I'm going to start off with this one. In what ways do social media platforms amplify gender-based conflicts, and how can they be reduced? First and foremost, people put too much premium on social media. Ain't none of this shit. It's not a real place. Ain't nobody walking around here happy-go-lucky all the time. People just sit up here and post highlights. And most of the time, they ain't really highlights. It's not a real place. And so I believe it's a bigger agenda when it comes to people of color and us to make us have this internal infighting against each other. It's a bigger agenda by social media to turn us against each other. Man, what's the stupidest shit to say a man don't need a woman? The hell you say God made something better than a woman. He kept it in heaven because I ain't seen it on this earth. I mean that. And a woman don't need a man. Okay, go out there and change that goddamn tire. She don't want to do that. You do need a damn man. Get your ass on that roof, boo. You do need a man. You know what I mean? And so I think all of that has come because social media is pushing the divide of our community more than other. And with that being said, I'm gonna go to GQ to follow up on that.
Let me give you my perspective on this social media thing. One thing that it did is it allowed people to have to not use their discretion, meaning some things don't belong on social media. We don't want to see your life. I don't know you. Why do you think I need to see your life?
Thank you.
On the other spectrum is you have the ability to watch other people that you would have never been able to see what's going on in their life. So what that does is it tricks the person who doesn't understand to thinking that somehow either we're on the same playing field just because you're on social media and I'm on social media, like we can view each other in the same aspect as far as how we move in life. Therefore, you get the person who doesn't understand, they're lost. They're misguided. And they're like, well, I'm on social media. I have the ability. So, some see me. I want to be seen. And that's so crucial to be able to do that and have a random person across the world see you, and that power of that, it just blinds those people. So they, you lose a sense of having discretion as far as social media, and that just everything around it, because it's so accessible, that discretion is gone. Just completely gone, bro.
I love that discretion, because it's so accessible. It's diminished discretion. Well said, my brother.
Yep.
Good stuff. Taylor?
I agree with him. I just feel like with social media, it's a facade of what you want your life to look like in the eyes of whoever's watching. But I think people get so caught up in comparing themselves to people on social media, wanting to be seen. If you really look at the idea of social media and the likes and having all these followers, like I always teach my kids, like you don't follow people, you follow, you follow God. Like that's a false idol when you constantly monitoring somebody else's life and you can't differentiate, like this is not reality. This is whatever they want to put out there, this happy life, this perfect life. I'm rich, I'm this, I'm that, So it's really a distraction to the Black community, the brown community, whatever you want to call it, because we're focusing on, like GQ said, the wrong things. The purpose of I'm not trying to talk about my situation, but the purpose of my lives is really to kind of like put Black families together again, because we're the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to finances, because obviously when it's a 2-parent household, you're wealthier than if you're not. So we need to really promote Black love and not be promoting all this Justin LeBoy bullcrap because it's not helping. It's just not helping our mindset and thought process.
I love it. Welcome in, Kiki.
Hey, everybody.
Man, you sound tired. He done ran you through there?
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute. That sounds like a lot. We'll get back to that. Okay, Maya, let's weigh in on that, the impact of social media.
Well, I think social media is a tool to be utilized as you see fit. I have a YouTube channel with a lot of followers, and I will say I worked hard to get to this point. I will say that I started my social media channel as an outlet to basically show another side of myself, because people who know me in the real world or like come, across me in the real world would say, oh, you are you are defiant, or you're standoffish, or you're not approachable, and things like that because of my outside demeanor. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'm from New Jersey and I work in New York. So if you're from this area, you can't just be woe was me kind of person. You know what I mean? Every time somebody says something to you like, hoo. Oh, no. You have to be like, what? You said, who you talking to? Kind of thing. That's how I grew up. And so I started my social media because I went through it was a good relationship at times, but then it was a not so good relationship other times. I feel like he was abusive, verbally abusive at times. And I lost myself within that relationship trying to, I'm just going to use the word dumb myself down or dim my light to make him feel comfortable. No one asked me to do that. That is something that I decided to do on my own. And I felt like I diminished myself and my person, who I am. So after I broke up with him and changed my number and did all of that, I said, wait a minute. Who are you? You used to be this happy-go-lucky person, traveling all over. Hey, what's up? And this and that. And so I just said, you know what? What's better to me right now than to start a YouTube channel? And I started my YouTube channel from zero, and now it is where it is, but showing a different side of myself, that happy side that I hadn't saw in a long time, loving myself, realizing that, hey, you know what? I like my own company. What about all the things that I used to do that used to make me happy not that he asked me not to do it, but because my focus was so much on another individual and not myself, I did not know myself anymore. So I use that as a tool to, let the world know, like, this is me. You don't only get the Jersey Maya, like, oh, what's popping, if you're getting on my nerve kind of thing, but you also see that other side when it's like, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm acting silly. I'm giggling. I'm like, oh, I'm a fool. I don't care what people think. It's just, that's my personality. And so I would like people to see that. And so that's how I use my platform.
Good stuff. And shout out that YouTube channel for the haters, Maya.
Maya says 23 on YouTube.
For all the haters. All right. I know I support my ladies. Okay. All right. Tam Jizzle. I know you have thoughts on social media.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna be lengthy with this, but I'll say this about social media. Charlamagne the God says this all the time. He says the lie is more interesting than the truth. Okay, the lie is more interesting than the truth, and I think that social media is a wonderful place where you can post moments of your life, you can express yourself in a different way, you can do all these wonderful things, but also you can lie. Also, you can misconstrue the truth. You can do fake skits that cause uproar within the community. You can do all these different things. And so that is what causes the division. Why people focus on the African American community, Black people in general, because we the most entertaining, we the most interesting. I mean, and so I think that I feel like sometimes we be like, oh, the Black community, social media is ruining it. No, we run social media. There's a thing called Black Twitter for a reason, because Black Twitter is Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it's with much power, there's much responsibility behind that power. And the problem is that you don't have anybody guarding the truths. Okay. And so the lie is more interesting than the truth. Even lies that people create based off of the images that they see, because going back to what everybody else was saying with their social media, with my social media, you look at my social media, you might look at and say, she a model, she a thought, she probably out here thoughting, And if you think that about me, that's literally the furthest thing from the truth. But if you look at my social media, see my pictures, you might assume some stuff about me that's not true, because the lie is literally more interesting than the truth. The lies that people create and the lies that we post for ourselves. And so I just think that all this dissension is because people gonna create their own. They're gonna run with narratives themselves, right? People gonna oh, they not following each other no more. They must be beefing. There's so much other stuff, and it's like, why do you have so much time to sit there and analyze everybody's social media where you can say, oh, Megan Thee Stallion stopped following Cardi B, they must have fallen out? Like, why do we care so much to be able to comb through it to see that? But everybody likes drama. We are an entertaining group of people, right? And that's where it is. And I think that we just have to be more responsible with what we post and how we post it and how we frame stuff, because other people that are not us take the things that we post and they build a picture of us that is a lot of times false and is not indicative of all people within our community.
Can I chime in on that?
Absolutely, you can chime in. Come on, chime in, love.
Well, I'm a data person, and I've done a lot of work for data with the government.
Okay.
And if you really want to know what social media is about, it's to collect the patterns of human behaviors. So when you say we can't look at profiles and pass judgment, that's analyzing data. So if I put on my page a bunch of booty shaking women, right, and I'm a man, or a bunch of meat print Monday men, you're gonna make an assumption that I'm probably collecting data, right? I'm gonna start pushing towards her internet porn. You know what I'm saying? OnlyFans, because that's data. So we really do have to be careful what our profile reflects, because it's data, and that's how we make decisions on everything in this world based upon data and patterns.
Wow, good stuff. I love that. Good stuff. And you're right, because that's how the algorithm always tends to push you more stuff. I go look at one chick with a fat ass. Now I got 50 up in my damn algorithm.
You done seen them stories.
Hey, I'm guilty as charged. Algorithm, hey, send them my way. I'm gonna look. It is what it is. I don't even know apologies about that. Okay, I love looking at y'all. Good stuff, Tammy. You ready? This next segment, you're gonna kick this one off, Tam. So don't blink too much. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. But I want to acknowledge the actual group. Hey, shout out to Robin chiming in all the way from Italy. She done found her a Walter Lee. She done got happy. And she got damn it watching the show from Italy. Shout out to Robin. Shout out to my man Tony. Shout out to Big T. You know, if don't nobody else love purple panties, Big T love purple panties. And my guy, man, Tony Gardner. Hey, I don't drop nothing without Tony got a comment and love for everything. Shout out to my bro, Tony Gardner. Of course, Coco and all other amazing people in the chat. Too many to name, but I love all y'all. All right.
Is Braylon here?
Graylin is not in here. I've been looking for him. Graylin has an open invite. Yeah, but he's MIA as of right now. Okay, Tam. This is a Tammy G kickoff question. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because you're gonna have some thoughts. Yeah. How does the criminal justice system impacts on black men affect gender relationships within the community? I say again, how does the criminal justice system's impact on black men affect gender relations within the community?
Okay, so we're gonna start with the school to prison pipeline. So I don't know if any of y'all know this, unless you work in education.
Come on,
but
Tim.
Around 3rd or 4th grade, children take standardized testing. Okay, they use that data. The U.S. government uses that data to determine if they need to build more schools or if they need to build more prisons.
Ooh.
Okay, so they're literally anticipating for our children to fail and our children to go to jail and our children to be criminals. They're literally anticipating this. And then this is further purported, right, with the mass diagnosis of things like ADHD and all these other things that our kids are diagnosed with, sometimes necessarily and sometimes falsely, because they're in situations where people don't understand how to teach them, right?
Okay.
So that's a whole issue. So then you have these kids that have been told pretty much since they were in 3rd or 4th grade that they're not smart enough, they're not ready enough. So if you feel like since you're in 3rd grade, you're not smart enough, you're not gonna do nothing in life. Yes, you're gonna turn to a life of crime, right? Like, not always, but that's gonna be an option for you. If you find some people in the street that's making you some good money, that's what you're gonna do. And so I don't fault it. Another thing that's happening here is you don't have fathers in the home a lot of the time, right? So you don't have nobody teaching them nothing better. You have a lot of women who coddle their boys, right? Boys can't do nothing wrong, right? They coddle their boys. Okay. And so you're building a group of men who don't know, ain't never been shown how to be a man, don't know what being a man is, don't know what it is, who think they're stupid, who think they're dumb, who think they can't achieve nothing else outside of life of crime. And so you have these things. And then on top of that, they criminalize things that shouldn't be criminalized. Drugs get more time in jail than white collar crimes, like extortion. And it's crazy. It's like, so it's really a conspiracy. And then if you go back to the 70s, right? You go back to the 70s and you're talking about welfare and you're talking about public housing and things of that nature. Men couldn't be in those situations. They couldn't have no men in the house. It had to be single mamas in the house. So you literally criminalize, right? Almost men being in the home with their children. And so, yes, it affects this gender war because our men are locked up more. They are charged for longer sentences for lesser crimes, right? And then you have you women who have to determine whether they're gonna hold that man down while he in jail or if they're gonna move on. Ooh. And so it's really a big problem. And I think that, and I don't know how it's happening here in Georgia, but if they decriminalize marijuana, everybody who has a marijuana charge needs to be let out of jail. If they it just none of this stuff makes sense. And I know it's the government does these things to push this, because if you really know what the jail system didn't start until slavery. Okay, the first jail, like police people, were slave catchers. Okay, yes. And they use this, and still to this day, they use those men who go to jail for labor. Them people that's mowing the lawn on the side with them is prisoners, and they getting paid like $2. Okay, and it's really crazy. You know, the people that's making some of your favorite stuff, them prisoners doing it. It's slavery. It's literally slavery, and of course they're going to penalize black and brown people. So yeah, we got to do something better.
Ooh, come on now! I told y'all that was a Tammy G kickoff question. I want to go to Taylor next, who's also in the education system as well. Taylor, what's your take on that?
I mean, she dropped the mic. She hit it. She started.
She hit that
So I mean, I agree with everything she says. I mean, I really don't even like the school systems personally. I do work in schools, and I have a hard time. This is my second year working for a school, and I just don't like the whole line thing. I just don't like, it's a lot of things that mimics prisons in the school system. So it's almost as if it's programming us to be in order. And, unfortunately, our Black kings were not built to be in that type of order. So I feel like if it was my world, I would like to create a school system that is like, more like the Ron Clark, where it's like more freedom of expression, more freedom of like your talents and skills, building those things versus creating a program to stay in order. Because eventually, like I notice a lot, like our black young boys, because I'm over administration, so I get a lot of the behavior reports, as she mentioned, and some of the behaviors that you're eventually expelling the kids out of because it's repeated behaviors are petty. There's nothing in there to like build them up, to empower them, to help create these type of behaviors from happening. So it bothers me because you see these same things. No one's correcting them. So as they get older and older, no one's pushing them for empowerment. So eventually it's going to lead to, like she said, the prison system or juvenile system. There's no correction. So I just feel like overall, I'm saying all this to say like the whole system is a system designed to keep us right where most of the Black men end up being anyway.
So. Come on with it. Come on with it. Now, because I know me some Maya. So let me ask the question again. How does the criminal justice system impact on Black men? Their impact on Black men affect gender relationships within the community? Maya, what's your spiel and what's your take?
Well, I was in a salon yesterday, and this might be off topic.
So fine, it's fine. Everything's on topic.
But I saw on CNN that Donald Trump is convicted he's a convicted felon. And the first thing I thought was, convicted felons can't vote. So can a convicted felon become the president? I would love to just see. I'm thinking to myself, wow, let's see that outcome. The other thing is I have dated someone who went to federal prison, and I decided to stay with him the first time. And I would always say to myself, I would never do that, I would never do that, never do that. I loved him. I stayed with him. The change that I saw when he came out was stress. He was on, I don't know if that's parole or probation. I think parole is if you can go back, possibly if you break a law or I don't know, whatever the rules are. Stress that was not there before he went into the system. A lot of stress when he came out the system. Anger, more, how can I say, aggression, if he felt somebody was maybe disrespecting him or approaching him in a different way. I just saw a different person, still the same person, but a different person at the same time, if that makes sense. I've never been to a prison before, so I don't know. I could only say what I have seen. And my father, like, he was in a war, and when he came from the war, he was just a different person. He had mental illness. He was, my mom said, you know, I know my father, but not his mannerisms, because I was a child. And so he was loving, he was caring, he was this and he was that. And then when he came from the war, all of a sudden he had some mental illness. He started doing drugs and different things like that. And my mom said, like, it's because of the things that he witnessed over in the war. And he did wind up going to jail. And I think it was because at some point he was homeless. And I don't believe that his family and my family didn't try to help him. It was the environment that he was in his mind, as well as out in the world. And that kind of, I don't really know the word for it, but basically have him act out, have him do drugs, have him drink in order to have a peace of mind in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the jail is not there. Prison is not there to help, although they say recidivize and things like that. It's not there for that. It's there to contain you, maybe dehumanize you, and then kind of let you out into the world and then say, oh, let's go see what they're going to do next. That's how I feel about it.
Preach. Yeah. Wow. GQ, what you got? Good stuff, Maya.
So, you know, Tammy put us on way up here, and she hit some notes. I'm gonna give a different perspective down to the lower level.
Okay.
And when we talk about how the justice system affects men, to the point of, it's a lot of things that men choose not to do now because they have that in their mind, exactly what may happen to the woman who decides to abuse the justice system when she can't get away, if that makes any sense. You know, oh, he touched me, oh, he did this to me, and now that man has to worry about, oh God, she done lied on me, she finna ruin my life over something that I didn't even do. You know what I'm saying? These false allegations. So, you know, the effect that it has, the smart man starts to look at stuff and go, I don't even need to put myself in this situation, which means he might, you know, cause himself to act differently at a job, at an event, anything that, you know, he thinks, oh yeah, I just can't put myself in a room or in a space where a woman or a man or anybody could say I did something, and now the justice system has to get involved, and I got to come clear my name. That worry there, yeah, a lot of dudes just decide to move in a different light. So, you know, which ultimately ends just like Tammy G say, in the system. You know, kids these days seeing the same thing in the system. I don't even want to touch her. I don't even want to touch him.
Right.
So, yeah.
Good stuff. Kiki, close this one out. Kiki, you frozen. Kiki, you there? Kiki, can you hear? We can't hear you.
What was the question again? Frozen?
There you go.
Still?
You good?
Yeah,
Nope.
Yeah, Kiki. Yeah, the question
is it still frozen? Oh my God.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Wait, am I still frozen?
Vaguely. It might be because of that background.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah, vaguely. Don't. Yeah.
Moving.
Yeah, your mouth moving.
Wait,
really
am I still frozen?
Yeah. Come back and go.
You, but you're frozen.
Go out, come back in, Kiki. Go out, come back in.
Kiki in the car today.
I know. Yeah, back out, come back in. That's okay. That was amazing, you guys. Hey, great job, guys. Now this next one, this is gonna be a good one. This is a Taylor question. I want you to kick this off, Taylor. Okay. What impact does economic inequality have on gender relationships within the Black community?
Well, it goes back to what I kind of said. You know, Black women are the most highly educated um, group of people. Therefore, you know, it goes back to the system. You got men, a lot of men who have petty crimes, petty records that can't really take care of their homes the way they desire to. So now you have the women that's up here making well over six figures or whatever. And then you have the man who is struggling to even keep a good paying job. It does, like Tammy said before, like we don't want to talk about the money, but money is a big issue when it comes to relationships. It's one of the biggest things that either make or break a relationship. So if a man can't be a man in the home, because it might, you know, be a situation where a woman is making more and she's like, yo, you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me how to spend my money because I make the money or whatever. It's going to cause a war inside the home where we now are switching roles, and it becomes a whole issue demographically. You know, break up. Now you got one situation, one home over here making this amount of money, one home over here making this amount of money. Don't let it be a situation where you have kids involved, because now you have a separated home, and this man is taking his proceeds and his money to try to take care of her home and other homes if you have multiple families. So it just creates a total disbalance within the community.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love that. GQ, let me go to you on that. What impact does economics inequality have on the gender relationships within the Black community?
What I can say is we don't see enough in what we do. And just like she said, Black women are the most educated. But that trickles down into the community because that education pours out onto us men. We should be able to benefit from that versus having that disparity of, oh man, I'm a man and she's a woman and she makes more than me. Like, nah, bro. Lean to that woman. She should be able to build you up, pull you right on up. You know what I'm saying? You got to help yourself. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But you should be able to look at her and learn something from that experience. That way, it's not a battle. It's not a fight. Like in our community, we pulling each other down because we want to be better than the next person that looks just like us. So the way those economics just fare out, especially when it comes to money, is like it's enough out here for everybody. Teach me, show me, and we as a community have to be, you know, smart enough and not have enough ego to say, you know something, I'm not gonna look down on you just because you don't have what I have. Let me pull you up and help you. And oh yeah, as I'm helping you, I'm not gonna talk about your situation. I'm not gonna, you know, point out. Let's get it. So, you know, that just tears us apart. Where it's an area that we actually should be strong and come together in. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Maya?
Yes.
Maya?
I forgot the question.
I know you. I know what Chuck. I always repeat the question. So, what as far as what does economic inequality have on gender relations within the Black community?
Okay, so I heard what everyone else said. I'm going to do the other side of that as a woman who's always been independent and taking care of herself. Now I have one daughter. When I had my daughter, I decided to stay home with her for 3 years. And my fiance at the time, basically, if I in the home with the daughter all day, he's at work, I understand. But when you come into the home after work, and I've been with a baby all day, I'm like, oh, well, could I go take a shower, or could I get something to eat? Or maybe can you just sit with the baby for a little while so that I could have some time? And it's like, well, I pay rent and I do this and I do that. And can I have a beer and da-da-da-da-da? And I was like, wait, excuse me? And so I'm talking to my aunt and my mom, and they're like, wait, first of all, you do not ask your fiance, who's going to be your husband, can you do anything? And can I take a shower? Can I eat? Can you watch your child? This is his child. And, you know, older generation talking to me, putting things into perspective, like, I don't like what is going on right here. He is using his having a job while you're nurturing your child and his child over your head kind of thing. And I thought, oh, maybe it's just me because I'm independent and I don't like being in this situation. So long story short, of course, him thinking that I don't have any money. And then it's like, oh, I'm packing my things and he comes home from work and it's like, where you going? Oh, I'm leaving. Where you leaving to? You don't have no money. Bingo, bitch. I do have money. Okay? And yeah, so now I'm moving on my own with my 4-month-old child. See you later. You know, because I don't, so when you are in a situation like that, whether it be male or female, maybe the man took off of work after you had the baby and you have to go back to work and he's with the child, or whatever the situation you're in, do not berate or belittle because you feel like at this point, well, I have the power. She wasn't, she was walking to her own tune. Before I met her, she was too independent. She was this and she was that. Now all of a sudden she's down, right? Because she has a child, so she can't move the way she want to move, blah, blah, blah. So now here's my chance to now conquer over, or lord over her kind of thing. That's how I felt like I was being treated. So I think that's opposite of what everybody said, but it's still in the same, it's still within the same realm of what we're talking about. Absolutely. No. And, you always draw from your great stories. And so it fits. It definitely fits. Good stuff. Kiki? Yes. Maya, by the way, has the best stories, y'all. Go ahead, Kiki. What's your take on that?
No, I definitely, Maya. I had a similar situation with my ex. Once we got together and we moved in, whatever the case is, it was like he felt like treat me any kind of way because I was working. I was at home taking care of my child, but I was also line or whatever the case may be, and he felt like because he was married that he should treat me any kind of way. So I mean, I agree with Maya. I really forgot the question a little bit, but when she was telling the story, I was like, I get it because the same thing happens to me. And you're not gonna because one
can't hear you.
And financially, I'm doing what I have to do as far
we can't hear you, Kiki. We can't
What's
hear you.
going on?
Yeah. Again, sometimes it could be though that background.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. It could mess with the bandwidth. Tam?
It could be the background. Let me take it off.
Yeah.
Because this is driving me.
Mess with the band. While you doing that, I'm gonna let Tam finish this one up. Go ahead, Tam.
All right, so I have a couple thoughts for this because as a person, I've only dated 2 people in my life that have had more money than me. Okay. And both of them made me feel bad about them having more money than me, or either threw the money in my face or used the money as a bartering tool to provoke me or to get me to do what they wanted me to do. Okay. That was this Puerto Rican dude. He know who he is.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And the rapper, obviously, right? And so it made me want to hustle more to kind of meet their grind, but also it made me feel it belittled me a bit, especially with the rapper, because it made me go try to do stuff outside of my character to feel like I was worthy of dealing with him because he was this, that, and the 10th, right? But on the flip side, everybody else I dated has either made the same amount of money as me or less money than me. And those dudes will treat you well until they don't treat you well. And this is what I mean by that. For me, they like the dudes start off thinking that we the same, but I'm never the same as you niggas. Like, I'm never the same. I need you to understand. I'm really like that. Okay. So they'll start off thinking we the same. And then I'll flex on them one time and they'll be like, oh damn. So I was dealing with this one dude, and then I purchased a trip to Turks and Caicos, and I went by myself. And he was like, "Oh," and we were locked in, right? And then he sent me a message and was like, "Yeah, you wasted all that damn money on that trip to Turks and Caicos. You could have used it as investments." I said, "Baby, I have investments." what are you saying to me? Why are you pocket watching? And then even with my last ex, and everything with him, his lives, he said, I just feel like, and this is something that people haven't touched on. I think that when you're dealing with people, you have to be financially equally yoked. Okay. That does not mean that you make the same amount of money. Let's not think that that means the same, that y'all make the same money. It's just that you have to value money the same. You have to have similar goals of how to use your money, and you have to be working towards wealth together and understand that this is our pot. This is not my money, my money, your money, your money. That does not mean you don't have your own separate money. That just means that if we're together, we're working for the collaborative good of this relationship. And I think that that is part of the issue when we're talking about the wars that we have, the gender wars that we have, because you have people that are dating people that are financially beneath them or financially above them, and it's causing dissension because you always have one party feeling like they're doing more than the other, and that is a problem. But it does not have to be, because if my man, right, is paying bills and he has let me stay home or whatever, I won't say let me, but has allowed me, provide an opportunity for me to stay home, there are things that I wouldn't do if I had a full-time job that I might do. Like I might wash his clothes. I might do those things just to show my appreciation. It's not because I'm required to. It's because I'm showing my appreciation for what he's doing and how he's providing. But I think that we're losing the recipes. We're literally losing the recipes. And a lot of people are in these relationships with each other and they're not financially equally yoked. They don't have similar ideas of what money is for, the goal of money, how to use money properly. And then they merge together, and then it's a big issue because I want to spend all this money in a Birkin bag, but you want to go and invest in property. Or I want to go on a trip to Europe, and you want to go blow the money at the strip club on strips. Okay? You have to be financially equally yoked. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. You know, all that I can't even. I mean, y'all just be killing. Y'all be murdering these topics. The thing I'll say is this: is that whenever it comes to finances, I like that, Tammy. It shouldn't be your money, my money. It should be our money. And the divide only comes when you don't see it as a collective thing, as a unit. It's only a problem because, hey, you know what? I know a situation where a woman makes the most money, but she bad with money, and her husband manages the money and manages the household, and it works great for them. So just because you make more money don't mean you're the best person to handle the money. And so it goes back to yin, yang, the strength, being equally yoked, strength and weaknesses. And it goes back to having that team collaborative effort. And that's what we have gotten away from in our community is that symbiotic partnership. If I need you, you need me, we work together. This our money. Yeah, of course, everybody got their little accounts to go, do what they want to do. But the overall grand scheme of things is for us as a whole unit to prosper. So great stuff, y'all. Great stuff.
Can I add one more thing?
Of course. You got thoughts.
I just want to add, I think it's very important for you to be able to date a generous man or a generous woman. I think a lot of times people, men and women, and I say this for men and women, this is not a gender war question or gender war situation, but men and women get in these relationships with people who are not generous. Okay, they're not generous. I see my homeboy, he go out, he'll buy a cruise for a woman, do all that stuff, but she won't buy him a piece of bubble gum. Why you buying that much money with a person that won't buy you a piece of bubble gum? Be so real. Or you have these women who move these men into their house. The man ain't got to pay no rent. He ain't got to do nothing. His dirty drawers be everywhere. And it's just like, girl, what did you get it from there? Oh, but I got a man out here. Okay, he at home playing the PlayStation. There's a lack of generosity. I think one of the reasons why I stayed with my ex as long as I stayed with my ex is because I felt like he was generous. He didn't have a whole bunch, but anything that he did have, I had to, if that makes sense. He was generous with the little that he had. And I think that that's important. You have to date somebody that's generous, that's willing to give and reciprocate energy. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
I wanted to chime in too, if I can. This is a serious topic for me as well, because we have to look. I feel like with the economic situation, like I'm always about growing the Black economics. Like I said, I looked at a chart one day, and it showed like the different races, and I think it was like out of all the races, we were like the top at the bottom. We were like bottom 2 as African Americans. And that kind of hit hard for me a little bit because I was fortunate enough to be in a relationship for 10 years with someone who was very well-to-do. And the problem that I feel like we have sometimes as Blacks is like he was generous with his money. And someone in the comments mentioned these conversations need to be had when you're dating. So the first conversations we had was about businesses. That's how we became an item because we were, he's like, you're very ambitious. You have all these business ideas. I like a woman like that. Right. So now we're dating, we're in a relationship. Now we're serious. We live with each other. We engage. And it became a jealousy thing. I noticed this a lot in relationships where we no longer work together, but now we're going against each other because for whatever reason. So it came to the point where we were actually working to build a 9,000 square foot day spa in Georgia. Nice. And someone got in his ear and was like, oh, she's going to be powerful. This business is going to be big and yada, yada, yada. And he yanked the plug because obviously he was more financially stable. I needed his backing. He pulled the plug and it all became to this. I don't want to make you powerful. You know what I'm saying? So now fast forward, we're not together no more. And I ain't gonna say he's broke because his broke is different than my broke, but he's broke. And it's like, you could have made better financial decisions if we worked together. Now, everything that we talked about doing, you're trying to implement them now. When you could have been retired somewhere in the DR, living your life, I'm making money over here, you making money over there, and everyone's good. You feel me? So I just wanted to say that because it's like, as a Black community, we just have to stop going against each other because you're afraid to uplift somebody because you want to be the power person. It's a power struggle. And I just don't see white people doing that. I'm going to say white, sorry. But I don't see other races. Let me be specific. I don't see other races doing that. They stick together. They work together, whether they're together in a relationship or not, because it all comes back to the community.
Beautiful. Nah, it's real. And I can, speak on that being part of both the Black and the brown community. The brown community stick together. They stick together. I can get that. That's a fact. They stick together. Whatever their issues is in-house, it stay in-house. But for the greater good, we're going to work together and we all going to come up. They got the issues. I ain't saying they got a bunch up too. But for the greater good, we're going to put this shit aside so we can all come up and benefit. So
can y'all adopt?
Just we get adopted. Absolutely. Hey, ladies, great stuff. I'm going to go to Maya first because I know her. Mac, what was the question? I'm going to go to Maya first on this because I know this is the Maya question. It really is. She's gonna grand slam this question right here. What impact do you think the gender wars have on mental health in relationships?
What impact do I think that the gender wars have on mental health? I do have an answer for that, and it just goes back to my dating history with the reason why I started my channel. The verbal abuse and the exchanges started to give me anxiety. I did not realize it gave me anxiety until we were on the phone. I was driving in the car on Bluetooth and he was yelling, and it's like 0 to 100 really quick for no reason, the way, that I see it. And I almost had a car accident. I was shaking. I had to pull over and I'm sitting in the lot and I'm crying. And I'm like, oh my God, this is craziness. He's screaming at the top of his lungs and cursing and going on. And let's just say it was something like, what are you doing this weekend? I mean, it's something simple, something like that. And so it started to grate and become a problem with my mental health. I was having like anxiety, real anxiety. And just being unhappy, even being depressed. And I did not understand why until that moment. It was like, wait a minute, this relationship is making me crazy in a sense and being a shell of who I used to be, this happy-go-lucky, intelligent, beautiful woman who was ready to help everybody and like, I'm here, I'm there. And so this person who was diminished and like, should I talk? Should I not talk? Should I go? Should I not go? Should I do this? Should I do that? Would this irritate him? Will it not? Should I ask this question? Should I not? Should I be quiet? Should I speak?
Wow.
It was too much. And anybody who knows me, that's not who I am. I am who I am, like the person that you know. So it's very real. And And I know, remember, he would say stuff like anxiety. And I would say, you manipulative. When did I ever manipulate you? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, when are you manipulative? And then after the abuse, it would be like, oh, well, you know what, sweetie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's a lot of men who are sorry, okay? But not sorry. Not sorry because they did something to me.
Sorry, mother.
Yes, they sorry asses. Your ass ain't sorry. You sorry because when I left your ass and changed my phone number or blocked that ass, you sorry now because you don't have access. You follow? That's why you sorry. You're not sorry, because you hurt me. You're trying to diminish my spirit. I just told a man recently, you set me up. You trying to set me up to fail.
Wow.
But I will not allow it. Okay? Wow. I'm not going to allow it. So I'm hoping that answered your question.
Yes. Because I was going to get a great story. And I knew he was going to give me a great personal story. That's why I told y'all Maya would do wonders with that question. I know my panel. Okay, GQ, follow up with that one. Again, what do you think gender wars have plays and impacts on the mental health and relationships today?
Man, with the gender wars, if you start to follow another person's word too closely, it'll have you depressed because you're not being confident about who you are.
Okay.
And eating into a lot of the things that are said when you see, the he said versus she said. If you're not confident in yourself, man, you'll be depressed. It'll have you out here thinking you're not better than or you are better than, and it'll cause you to lose focus on what you actually supposed to be doing in life, who you're trying to be. So those gender wars, it affects the mental of any and everything, especially if you feed into somebody who is really not out here trying to be positive in what they spread. They're just trying to either do it for views, they're trying to do it for hype, they're trying to do it just to get a reaction, and their end state is not to really uplift the people that they're talking to. So yeah, man, I try to stay away from it, and I just watch Cigar Chats with Mac and keep it moving that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, anybody with some sense should be watching Cigar Chats with Mac. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the best 2-hour therapy we give people, man. We give them therapy for real. Thanks. All right. Good stuff. Thank you. All right, Taylor, what you got on that?
Well, I want to say to Maya, I'm sorry you went through that, sis. I've been through something very similar, so I can totally relate. And hurt people. And it's like over the years you've been dating, and you come across these different people that have different traumas and situations in life, and they push that agenda on you, not intentionally, but it happens in every situation as an impact. It leaves something on you. I hear is that me?
Is that somebody?
I hear the same thing too. I don't know.
It's gone. Oh no, it's gone. It's government tapping. No, I'm just playing. That was bad. So it leaves an effect or a trail on you, right? And so like what Maya was saying, like before she met this person, she was this bubbly, outgoing, loving, caring person, right? Same for me. I was working at bars, I met a lot of people, just enjoyed life, very optimistic. But then when I had that counseling for those years and that person diminished you as a person, it does leave a mental impact on you because you have to kind of learn and rebuild who you are through different experiences. But at the same time, like I have jumped into other relationships and hurt somebody who never really was in a relationship before, but because of my situation and my hurt and my trauma, I pushed that onto him. And it's just a vicious cycle. So I feel like with the gender wars, like we've all, especially at this age, like I think there was a statistic that stated that most women, and I'm gonna say men too, will have some form of mental, verbal, physical abuse before the age of 30. So I just feel like instead of continuing carrying that on, like we have to go get mental therapy. We gotta get therapy. We gotta get some mental help. We can't continue to push this on to the next person, on to the next person, and not. I think Tammy mentioned it before. It's not me. I'm perfect. There's nothing wrong with me. Like, no, it's something wrong with you too, because everything is a cause and effect. So,
Ooh, preach! I love that.
Can I just
Of
follow
course,
up?
Maya. Go ahead, Maya.
That same person, when I brought it to him, ain't nothing wrong with me. There must be something wrong with you. And I'm looking at him like, are you joking? And it's not just.
Oh no, he didn't, girl.
Yeah, it wasn't just me. It was any little thing out. And I remember he called me and said he spit on somebody, and I was like, "What?
and you think that's okay?"
Yeah, like why would you do that?" And when he told me the person, I was like scratching my head, saying, "And you're saying there's nothing wrong with you? Like it's way beyond anger management. Like you actually need help." Okay, so yes.
Okay, good stuff.
Hell yeah, I get spitting on people.
Key. All right, let's go. Are you good now? Let's see what if we can get you.
We gonna see. I don't know what is going on with my internet tonight, but I agree. Like the whole, dealing with people and your mental health. Because when I was with my ex, the hurt people aspect, or whatever the case is. Whatever he was going through prior, he brought it into the relationship, and then it had me out here depressed. It had me out here suicidal. Like, oh my God, like I don't. That mental health shit is hello. Can you hear me?
We hear you. Mental health. Keep going, baby. Mental health.
I don't know what is going on. I'm about to get upset. So yeah, I had to go and get my own personal therapy behind this situation, because I'm like, yo, how does God claims he loves me and all this other type of shit? This is the stuff he's doing to me. Like I don't understand. It had me very depressed, gaining all types of weight, because I used to be like this. I went from this to this because it's going a lot in that situation. So I feel as though if you're not ready to deal, like if you're not healed fully, you need to go get that help. Wait, what happened, GQ?
That's why I'm laughing at.
Not fully healed, or whatever it may be. Like I feel like right, because I'm confused. No, I feel like if you're not mentally ready to deal with anybody, you should stay alone. Stay by yourself. Because whatever issues you know, you putting that shit on this person, and now you got niggas out here stressed the fuck out.
Right. Okay. Good stuff. Tam Jizzle, close that one out.
Crazy.
I got
and you done had your snack, so this is gonna be good. I saw you snacking, so this is gonna be Tam. I like snacked up Tam. Let's go.
Okay. So I just think that we are a part of a society that thrives on toxicity. We've been watching a lot of reality TV shows, and we see all these toxic ass relationships, and we think that that's normal. We've normalized toxicity in relationships, and then you have people that go far and say like, if he ain't toxic, I don't want him. Oh, why do you want this toxic man? If she ain't toxic, I don't want him. If she ain't slashing my tires, she don't love me for real. Are y'all crazy? What's wrong with y'all? Why do y'all believe that that's love? But I think the problem is that we need to literally change the language that we use to describe love. Okay? We use words and metaphors like falling in love. You fall in love. When you fall, that means it's accidental. But when you jump in love, you make a conscious decision, right? We need to change the metaphors that we use. So there's this thing that I teach my students every year. And we watch this TED Talk, and it's about changing the way that we talk about love, because being in love shouldn't be painful, but we've made being in love something that it's supposed to be this painful experience. And if you're not in pain and it's not painful, you ain't doing it right. And that is the wrong way to think about it. And so when you in these situations and you believe that being in love and being in a real relationship means it's gonna have all this pain, all these ups and downs, this stress, this drama, you okay with being depressed while you in a relationship? You okay with having anxiety in regards to your relationship? You okay with this man or this woman causing you to doubt yourself, making you forget who the F you are? Because it'll make you do it. It'll make you forget who you are, right? Then they normalize gaslighting. So these people literally be gaslighting you, and all of this just become normal because toxic toxicity is what we see every day. We have to change that language because it's causing these people to do crazy things. People are killing they spouses, killing their boyfriends. I don't know if y'all heard the man killed his wife this week because she was divorcing him or something like that. Literally, people are dying because these relationships are so toxic. They're causing so much stress and duress on people that they are committing literal crimes to get out of these relationships and literal crimes to stay in the relationships. And it's asinine. It's actually crazy. And I just feel like you need to be mentally healthy to be in a relationship. I think Maya, either Taylor had said it last week, but you have to have emotional intelligence. Okay, emotional intelligence is important. If you don't have any emotional intelligence, how are you in a relationship with somebody? If you're not doing the work to work on yourself, how are you in a relationship with somebody? You shouldn't be in a relationship until you're at that point because it causes a whole bunch of mental things that are problematic for the whole. And yeah, so we got to change that language. We really do have to change the language that we use to discuss love.
Can I just say something real quick? Because I want to just touch on what Tammy said. And I feel like, I think I said this either last week or the week before. People using things, if you tell someone about your past, if they ask a question and you answer it honestly, then they use that to gaslight or to hurt what you told them, maybe being vulnerable or maybe just being honest. And then they take that to either gaslight or manipulate you into the behavior that they would like to see. And then you realize like, oh, is he a narcissist? Is he an abuser? People don't like those words, but those are real words. Not to say that women can't be that, but I've lived a lot of life. I have not ran into too many women, not to say they don't exist, who takes negativity that you've told, that your man may have shared with you. And I don't know, in my dating, men haven't shared that many traumatic stories with me, if at all. I haven't met many women who will use that then to come back at you and say, well, because you did this, this, and this, how are you not going to accept this? Or you accepted this before, so why is it not okay now? Or your other man said this to you, and so how come when I do it, it's a problem, but you stayed there for 2 or 3 or 4 years? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, if I left that situation, why would you think that when you start doing that same behavior that I'm going to stay with you? I've ran into a lot of men, gentlemen, whatever you want to call them, who wants to push me into dating him, but dealing with a lot of other women. And I am supposed to be okay with this. I'm guessing because there's a shortage of men and because he might be a good looking man or a man with money. So it's like, I have all of these things going for myself. So Maya, what is your issue? If I'm with, I don't know, Rebecca and Jessica and this person and that person, why is it an issue with you and I'm treating you the way you would like to be treated? What is the problem with staying in this relationship with me after I've already told you that that's not something that I would like to do? But you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And then when I'm not agreeing, then you start, well, yeah, your trauma has you acting like that. Black women always sabotaging something. Oh my God. More text message. Black women sabotage. You're sabotaging a good thing. And it's like, bro, how is this a good damn thing? If you got 8 women and you want to make me the damn 9th, and you a billionaire or however much money you have, I can't have fun with your money. And when I say that, I'm talking about you could buy a whole bunch of crap, but is that really keeping you happy? Because I know it doesn't keep me happy. Money is not making me happy. Spending your money is not making me happy. How about you having respect and love for me like I respect and love you? That is what makes me happy. All that other shit, you can miss me with all of that, bruh.
Money makes me happy.
I was about to say, can you say yes? The money do make me happy.
What?
Give me your credit card.
But I get what you're saying. I agree.
No, I get it.
I would say just
But
continue.
money.
Leave it up to Kiki.
Yeah. You know, Kiki,
Hey,
all
girl.
my stuff. Let's see what the chat says. It says, why can't he just be a guy trying to put you in the box that he has planned for you? Some women say they appreciate a man telling her up front what he wants to do with her. All right. Big T says, let's see what Big T says. Damn, I hate that you beautiful women had to experience that. We supposed to be strengthening and help uplift our black women, not put down and keep them down and make them feel shallow. Shout out to Big T. Good stuff. Wow, great stuff, ladies. Anything else on this before we hit up the? We got one more question, then Kiki gonna spice it up. I can only imagine what she gonna spice it up with.
I just feel like gaslighting works on both ends. I know with I don't want to say we love to bash men. It seems like men get bashed the most in these conversations, but that gaslighting works on both ends. And I've seen some very, very toxic women in my day that have done some toxic things to some men. And I mean, because I'm a girl who hangs with guys, so I see it. I've literally seen my homeboy ex-girlfriend marry my homegirl ex-boyfriend. Okay, they got married. He the problem in their marriage apparently, because every time they argue, they bring his name up. Right? They get divorced. She trying to smash him again because that's her ex. But then she smashing. Like, I mean, it's just messy. And then anyway. So I just feel like mentally healthy people need to be in relationships. And I think that is the takeaway from this. I don't think you should try to force yourself into a relationship until you are mentally at the capacity to be in a relationship with somebody else. Because if you're not, you're going to bring all this luggage and this baggage and this trauma into a situation and potentially damage the person that you're trying to be with for somebody else. And now they're bringing parts of your damage and your trauma and your baggage with them because they put that burden on their shoulder, and it's just not fair. And it's like, I always say this to men: if you know you're not ready for me, don't come bothering me until you're ready for me. Don't waste my motherfucking time.
They gonna come in.
Don't waste my time. That is the biggest way to piss me off. If you know you're not ready for me, leave me the hell alone until you get ready for me. That's it.
Men are not going to do that. The
They
men
like
are not going to
that.
do that.
Yeah.
But that's why I cut I'm trying not to cuss. That's why I cut their ass off. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I don't play them games. I ain't got time. I got hordes of people that are interested in me that can't get a time of day because they not serious. They're not serious, and I ain't finna play that game with them. So
yeah, we can't as women say, I've been there. Like, oh, well, why he keep coming back, or why he keep doing this, or why he won't stop talking to me, or why he keep
Because it's good.
coming out, or why he keep stop. It can't be no why he keep doing anything. You have to stop and say, do I have sense? Whatever the situation is, block them, change your number. I'm the queen of that, or whatever. Moving, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. I would say do that. And in no way, when I'm sharing my things and people that I know share their things, I don't feel like anybody's a victim. I mean, until you're really a victim. But you sharing your experiences doesn't make you a victim. Men and women do mean things and hateful things to each other because they're not happy. And they leave one relationship, and because you're not healed, you know, you want to, I'll show you. So the next thing you know, they popping up with Susan, since we using random ass names. And you be like, who is she? Where does she come from, or whatever, you know? And do she know he do this, that, and that? Or on the flip side of that, I don't know, the girl is out with whoever, Darius, and it's like, oh, do he know she do this, that, and that? So I think that the objective is to own yourself, own your actions, and own your life. So if you don't like something, do not wait for somebody else to stay away from you, because in my experience, that ain't happening. I already said from the beginning, a lot of my exes keep in contact with me because we're cool. Now, that's from my side. On the flip side, I don't know why they're keeping in contact with me. It could be plenty of things. Oh, she got big breasts. Oh, she got a little booty. Oh, I'm just saying, because I'm not a man, so I don't know. You follow what I'm saying? But there's a lot of reasons why people do things, and it I don't know. You just have to own yourself. And so if it ain't no why he keep coming back, because I could open my door right there and there might be 10 men waiting in line. Said, "Oh, could I come back in? Could I come back in now? You still mad?"
No.
I mean, person,
Be quiet. You get the point.
We definitely get the point. I know one thing. You and Tammy, y'all hot in these streets. Niggas want both of y'all. It's lines around the corner want you and Tammy, and I'm sure the same. I know.
Well, where's my line?
I'm sure you and Taylor got a line around the corner. Hey, Kiki, you got a goddamn line. Don't start that shit. Okay, ladies, great stuff. All right, this is the last question before we're gonna switch it up, and Kiki about to cut up, but this is gonna be good. And this is a Taylor question. I'm gonna lead off. I'm gonna lead this one off, and I'm gonna come to Taylor next. Okay. Now, what role do Black feminists and womenist movements play in addressing gender wars within the community? Now, for me personally, what I have noticed and what I've seen, Black women, the feminist movement, they joined the movement that really wasn't their movement at all. They got involved in something that really wasn't. Black women historically was always everything. They had total control always historically. Now, I understand back in the day, unfortunately, they weren't able to work. They didn't have a lot of opportunities, a lot of resources, and they had to take some things that weren't very good. There was some, those men weren't the best men outside of providing and protecting. I'm not, absolving those men from that. But the feminist movement to me has seemed like it's created this divide that, hey, you know what? I don't need you. I'm good. And in some instances, I feel I'm better than you. So with that being said, I'm going to hand that off to Taylor.
That's a good question.
It's what we do, baby. It's what we do over here, baby.
I'm not gonna say it because this is recorded, so I don't want to put that out there. So
tell me later.
Pass on this question.
On this question, you gonna pass?
I'm gonna pass, but I'm just gonna say I agree with what you said on the power movement. I'm better than you. I make more money than you. I have more businesses than you. That comparing not even just with different genders, but within our own gender, like Black women are not fixing each other crowns because we're so competitive. Who's better? Who's this? Who's that? Who make more money? Like at the end of the day, I just look at it like Black men really don't care how much money you make. They want you to be a woman at the end of the day. So I'm gonna just leave it at that and let the rest take over.
But you tell me later, girl.
You supposed to give the good shit for the show. I'm wait a minute now, Taylor. You gotta get the good stuff for the show. Okay, Kiki, what you got? Weigh in on that.
What was the question again?
The question again. Slow down on the wine. What role do Black feminists and the womenist movements play in addressing the gender wars within the community? The Black feminists, the feminist movement, and the womenist movement. How has that caused problems within our Black community?
You're gonna have to come back to me. I got to think about that question.
That's why I asked it.
It's a
Maya, I just
right,
said
it is.
I know. So I'm telling you, I'm making y'all think.
You can come to me.
You is. It's Friday.
Go ahead, Tam. You got thoughts already? Come on, Tam. Bring it on home.
So I think we have to be when we're using words like Black and feminism put together. I think we have to be specific and we have to define what Black feminism is. You can't just say Black feminism because there are definitely two different feminism movements, and white feminism and Black feminism are not the same. So then the question becomes, how are we defining Black feminism? Is Black feminism sexual liberation? Is it financial dominance? Is it educational uplift? Is it a fight for equal pay? What exactly is this Black feminism that we're speaking of? And so I think that we kind of have to separate these things and kind of give definition to them and kind of define them more hard to kind of come up with a full solution to this, because I don't know if Black quote unquote feminism is affecting the mindset of Black women as much as social media is, as much as TV is, as much as all those different factors. That's why you have city girls.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red. That's why you have Meg Thee Stallion and all these people. That's why you have these people, and these people, even if we go people outside the culture that imitate our culture, like Kim Kardashian and people like that. And well, I guess Amber Rose is black, but Amber Rose and Black China, all these people, how did they get famous? How did they get their money? How did they get it done? They got it by using men of power for financial uplift.
Thanks.
Okay. And so now that has become a blueprint, right? That has become a blueprint. And so because that's become a blueprint, you have a lot of women who are in regular ass jobs, who are regular ass women who feel like they can trap them a basketball player, trap them a baller, trap them a drug dealer, trap them a somebody, and do this whole thing. And so I don't know if I want to put all of this under the umbrella of Black feminism, because I really don't think that's what Black feminism is about at all. I really think Black feminism is more about education and equality, because we realize, if you're talking about Black feminists, we realize that's why you have Black feminism, that we don't get the same treatment for the movements that we did. Even if you go back from a historical standpoint, you talk about the women's suffrage movement, you had Black people marching in the marches to make sure that people could vote, right? But they didn't get the full benefits of that. This is my thing. Yeah, and I think the women on this panel will agree to me. Black women fight for everybody else's causes, but we don't get no goddamn respect. Mm-hmm. We fight for the LGBTQ. We fight for the goddamn Asian people. We fight for everybody, and don't nobody fight for us. So I don't like to emperor on Black feminism. I don't like to do that. I think we need to look and call a spade a spade. I don't think that Black feminism is the problem, because I think that that's why Black feminism really went ahead and separated itself from feminism as a whole, right? I think the issue is combining the idea of Black feminism with like this sexual liberation that's going on in our culture, where we're making these people who are pop stars and these stars be what it is to be Black. And these are what this is what it is to be Black, and this is what you gotta sleep with this dude and get up and date a P Diddy and do all this to get the money, and then throw your butt on him, and then he gonna give you some money, and you won't get a Birkin bag. Like that is, I think, the problem more so than a movement that is made out of necessity because of how unprotected Black women are. And I think that if we're talking about having an issue with Black feminism with as far as dealing with it in gender wars, we wouldn't have an issue with Black feminism as far as gender wars is concerned if Black men protected us the way they were supposed to. And I'm gonna drop my mic now.
Oh fuck! Oh effing K. She said, now that she said that, now it's making sense.
Hold on, GQ. I want to get a Black man perspective on that. Good stuff, Tam G.
Bruh, let me say this about feminists, any of that stuff. I agree with how, but the part about it that I see is missed is that the people who do abuse it, they tend to take out the logic and the context in order to benefit them. That's what I get. It's all fair and equality until you got to do something equal. It's all, hey, look at me. And then when somebody looks at you and find the flaw, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Don't look at me in this way. No, you got to take it all with exactly what you asked. You want equality? Take the equality. You want to stand up and do these things that you've put your energy towards? You got to accept it. I say it all the time. You can't go outside and say, I want to go outside and then complain it's hot and you sweating because the sun is out. You knew the sun was out when you went your ass outside. So take it. Take the sweat, wipe it off, and keep it moving. That's the part of a struggle. That's the part of a movement. It's not always going to be easy. So don't take the context. Don't not use the logic that comes along with it just for the benefit of saying, hey, it's a movement. No, because what happens is, exactly like Tammy explained, that'll discredit you from what you're actually trying to get to as far as this movement. And then it's like, okay, what are we actually doing? That's how I feel.
Did y'all just see that comment that went across the screen?
Somebody
addressed that comment.
It says, so what is it? Wait a minute. This comment, I think she's talking about this one. What men asked women to fight anything for them, the requirement for women from men was to be helpmates and partners.
Who gonna tell them?
And then part 2 is so who do women think they're aligning with if they feel unprotected? We as Black folks were supposed to stick with each other because we are all unprotected in a white America, a white world. There it is.
Yeah, but we don't. But we don't. Don't get her started.
No, I want her started. I want her started. I want her fired up.
But
when
can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick?
Oh, come on back in, Taylor. Come on, baby.
I didn't want to say nothing because I know.
Well, you better say it, damn it.
It's gonna get ugly. I'm a woman of domestic violence. Okay, so when I'm saying this, I'm not saying anything to. I'm not condoning, and I'm not saying it's okay. Whenever somebody have abused anyone, they should suffer the consequences. But my question before I bring up the Bill Cosby, the P. Diddy thing, right? The R. Kelly thing. Do we have any other races who were publicly degraded as these men I just named? Can anybody think of?
There have been some, but it don't go on as long as it have. What's the Nickelodeon guy?
Harvey Weinstein.
And then the other guy, right? But it doesn't drag out the way that it has been for like Diddy or whatever the case is. You get what I'm saying?
It's what the media decides to focus on.
Exactly.
I feel like like she said, the focus is highlighted on how we turn on each other. I'm not saying what Diddy did was all right, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna add that. I'm not saying what he did was right, but I feel like we are always publicly tearing each other down. And that part of the movement, I don't feel like we need to be a part of. I mean,
what about that black teacher?
Snitches get stitches. We handle it a different way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't believe. And like I said, I'm a woman who's been abused. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Dan Snyder, Epstein. Those are just a few of the people who have been accused of, like,
but look at
sexual assault on women.
Exactly.
I'm just naming a few white men who they talked about, but it may not have been as long as y'all said.
Maya, you got some notes over there. You ready for it?
I do. So now I was just answering Taylor that those are a few, and it did not last that long. But no, so
anybody hear me?
Okay. So
yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
So what I wanted to say was, okay, so when you start talking about equality, and I'm just talking to, I'm talking to everybody, but GQ said something. So I wrote down, what were we fighting for when we were fighting for equality? It was maybe voting, maybe being able to work outside the home, maybe owning property or not being property ourselves. Were those the things that we were fighting for as Black women, white women, or just women in general, since Black women, joined that fight? Were those the things that we were fighting for? Like, things that kind of, emancipate a woman from her husband or being her father's property. I'm not with all the other stuff when men talk about, oh, well, y'all was fighting for equality, so I don't have to open the door for you. Or y'all was fighting for equality, so you could take out the garbage. Not to say that we can't do all of that. I'm a single woman, and I do everything. The only thing I can't do is get under my car and change a tire, and I wouldn't have a problem with doing that shit either. So now, what Tammy said with the blueprint, so funny you say the blueprint, because the blueprint only applies to certain women, and it damn sure ain't Black women as far as I'm concerned. So you said Kim K. So I asked a friend of mine from Queens this week when I was watching the Kardashians, and my daughter was watching the Kardashians, and Kourtney Kardashian got married. And so I texted him and I said, hold up, bro. Is this the woman we saying who have 3 children out of wedlock? She was not married to her partner. Once she got married to Travis, whatever his name is, the drummer or whatever, did anybody come after her? Did anybody on the radio, any of these blogs, anybody say anything? Because I don't remember that. And he said, you know what? I don't think so. Nope. And I said, but yeah, didn't they run after Sarah, who had Future, and oh my God, how did Russell Wilson marry her? Blah, 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 when she was just a baby mama and da-da-da. They come after Black women. What is it? Cardi B. And I'm just using her as an example, but it's like all of these different women of different races, we can say they had children out of wedlock. But then all of a sudden they are marriage material and people want to marry them. Whereas if a Black woman does that, she ain't marriage material, whatever. she ain't this, because But I mean, and it's like, well, what's the difference between Kourtney Kardashian and he said, oh, maybe it's because she got money, and it's like
they got money too,
right? But is she getting married? Is she taking care of her husband financially? Probably not. So what does that have to do with anything? Like, you know, her having money. So basically, what I'm hearing is because she has money, she can have 6 or 7 kids out of wedlock, and then a black woman who maybe just have a regular job has a baby out of wedlock. All of a sudden, oh, you know, you can't marry her, can't be seen with her, you can't do this, you can't do that. Y'all understand getting my point. And so yes, I just think it's a bunch of bullshit, you know, overall.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And
I definitely do.
And I think that's more so what the Black feminism movement is. It's about recognizing Black women as women, because people have they over-sexualize our girls. Our girls are sexualized from a very, very young age. You could have a little white girl that wears an outfit and it's cute on her, but if you have the same outfit on a little black girl, she fast, she looking for it, she asking for it, she this, that. I remember being an 11-year-old girl and walking up to the store, and I was skinny as I'm kind of thin now. I was skinny. And these grown men would try to holler at my 11-year-old self. I remember feeling that and feeling scared to walk by myself because I didn't know what was going to happen to me at 11 years old. We over-sexualize our girls, and then we penalize them for them being over-sexualized. It's actually asinine. And so when we're talking about Black, you said what?
Every culture, though. That's every culture, though. Like, I feel like sometimes we're getting beyond like the real issue, because if you go to Africa, they have like twerk parties, right? Where the young, now, I'm not saying none of this is okay, so I'm just telling you the facts. Like, you got Africans when they go, they have their parties. You got the young girls twerking for the men. They throwing money. I'm sure Matt can contest to DR and their culture in DR. Every culture is sexual. Women are sexualized. That's just what it is.
But
and I think
we demonize Black women though for it. That's the difference, is that we demonize.
We always sexualize ourselves. That's crazy.
The cure to that is we have to be on the same page. We can't let the media keep us apart. And that's why I brought up the Diddy thing, because everything the media show is to keep us against each other. That's the biggest thing. We not seeing the big problem. The media been doing this back in slavery. They took, what was the first thing they did? They took the Black men out the home. They still doing it. Food stamps. You give any type of assistance, the Black man got to be out of the home. So it's like we have to continue. We have to stop like being divided over the small things and figure out how we can come together, because we see the whole agenda is to keep Black males and Black women away from each other. And we got to figure out
why. But is that ever going to happen?
I feel like we're a movement when we're together. Like, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce, regardless of what people want to say about them. Look at Candy and Todd. Like, when we come together, we're a force to be reckoned with. Right. So we got to stop looking at the other stuff that really don't matter. It's a distraction. That's just how I feel.
The over-sexualization thing, I would be the first person that say, I walk around or whatever with my real breasts out, if you want to say like out or whatever.
Go like this. Like, go like this.
Right. But it's like, okay,
let's be real.
Go
like this, Maya.
Right. Oh, okay, yes. I decide to what it is that I want to wear. Now, when I'm out in public, do men, stare at me, ogle, and some of them may say something? Yes. But who gives a crap? At the end of the day, I own my body. And so if I choose to share it with you, I choose to share it with you. If I don't choose to share it with you, I don't choose to share it with you. Just because I'm walking out with my boobs, people will be like, oh, your boobs are out and blah, blah, blah. Does that mean that a man can come up there or whatever and grab my boob or whatever? If I had on a turtleneck, you still gonna be able to see that I have boobs. The only difference is you don't see cleavage. So I can have the dress up to my neck and people will still be like, oh, are those real? Could I feel it? Could I this or that? So miss me with all of that, that oh, when women wear this and women wear that or whatever, that's why men sexualize them. In certain aspects, yes. But overall, I'm just going to have to say no. Like guys say to me all the time, could I see your PUSSY? And I'm like, could I see yours first? Yes.
How much you gonna pay?
I get all kinds of comments in my inbox and my email and stuff like that or whatever. I laugh because I think it's funny. And I'm like, oh, you first. Oh, could I see your boob? Sure. Could I see yours first? And they'd be like, what you talking about? Exactly.
beach with their titties out. So I mean,
anytime somebody come at me sideways, I come right back at your ass sideways. And you first, you show it first, you do it first, and then I'ma follow. And that gets to look like she kind of crazy. Exactly. You sound crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And on the other side of that, I used to get ridiculed a lot because of my body shape and because of me being big chested and nobody else, you know, in my I'm gonna say 6th grade class had boobs and stuff like that. So at some point you gotta own it. Like whether I don't have it, people gonna be saying something. Whether I do have it, people gonna be saying something. So you know what? Be who you are, love yourself, and then F what everybody else say. Like that's how I look at it. I do what the F I want to do. I don't give a F what you say about it. Kick rocks or go. You could jump off the nearest cliff. That's how I look at it. And I'll be like, next. Yeah.
And you got it, flaunt it.
Right. Who cares? How you feel about it? F up out of here.
Wow.
Oh, that was a lot.
That was a powerful segment. I'm gonna just wrap it up with this. I love everything y'all said. I know, right? Wrap it up, right?
Get that misogynist that's in the comment section and
yeah, right. Because I'm reading his comments and he actually kind of pissing me off a little bit, Mr. Whoever your name is.
But what is you saying?
Yeah, it's
a bunch of nothing.
How y'all know it's a dude and not a female trolling?
Well, she the same thing too. Then if that's the case,
let's address it. What she said.
Men do different things with it. Hey, it makes for a great show, y'all.
Anyway,
what's it Neanderthal in the name?
He's a Neanderthal cave.
Was it Neanderthal in the name?
Yeah,
I think it said Neanderthal.
Anybody caveman.
Neanderthal caveman. Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he started with
2024.
Okay, y'all. Great segment, great thing. All I'm going to say is just to add this is that I only have a problem with selective femininity and selective masculinity. Meaning that a woman you can't pick and choose when you want to be, you service femininity. Like, okay, now you just told me you don't need my ass, but then 10 minutes later you talking about I ain't protecting you. Make up your damn mind, lady. And at the same time, you can't say bitches ain't shit, but you want to tell about, well, you know what? She ain't submitting to me. She ain't believing in me. We can't have selective femininity and we can't have selective masculinity. It's got to be on at all times. And that's all I'm gonna say, because you know what? I'll get fired up about this, and we got to move on to the next topic. Okay, just to lighten it up a little bit, so Tammy can calm down. All right, let's go, Kiki. Give us some spice, Kiki. What's the weekly spice?
Hey, y'all. I know my internet's been like crappy. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I have a question. What is something dirty or like sexually a person can say to you that turns you on? Like maybe they whisper something nasty in your ear to just get them juices flowing or get that hard like a rock. What is something that somebody can say to you? Go ahead, Tammy.
Okay, so I discovered this recently. Not recently, but but I discovered this. I have a praise kink. So whatever you think that is.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, do y'all know what praise kink is?
No, tell us.
Okay. All right. So a praise kink is when you like being told, like praise in any situation. So it might be like, oh, look how you're making that D. Or it might be like, oh, you look so pretty with my dick in your mouth. Or it might be something like anything. But baby, praise me while we're intimate. And I do some shit I ain't never think I was gonna do. Okay. All right. So praise me.
My juices started flowing.
Tell me about daddy's little girl. Daddy's good girl. And yes. Praise king. Beautiful.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
What you got, Maya?
Oh, I don't have nothing. I know a few guys have said to me, like, oh, what are you, a Mormon or some shit? And I'm like, I walk around in the brown panties online. I'm a Mormon. F up out of here. Yeah, trying to be funny, but yeah, nothing in particular. I gotta be attracted to you. No, you can't say anything to me to make me more turned on. Like that's my answer. I can't think of not one thing, to be honest with you. But if I think of something, I'll let you know.
Okay. What about you, Taylor?
Yo, I think it's more action for me. But when I got some liquor in me, I mean, I don't know. You might, I don't know. It could be anything. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's more action for me, you know, more touch, you know, grab the palm of the ass, you know what I'm saying? Grab the titties, something like that, you know. Yeah, I'm a touchy person.
Mine is people like calling me bitches. Like, you come in, you stupid bitch, and I'm like, here I come.
That's doing. But initially, like before.
No, before. I like that shit before because I'm like, oh, all right, here I come, Diddy. I like, you know, like those real like degrading type words. Like if you was to call me that shit on a regular basis, who are you calling the bitch? But when I know we about to get down, you can call me anything. I like that type of shit. And then especially the choking.
Ooh,
choke me and call me a bitch at the same time.
Yes.
And then spit in my mouth. That type.
Nah, I have to.
Oh no, it's just me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want a lamb loogie in your mouth, huh, Kiki? You want somebody
not like
to
a loogie, not like I don't want to hear like not. That's a little much for me.
Oh.
Like a nice little, you know, like open your mouth and like I'm like that type. Stick your tongue out.
It's the sound effects.
So GQ Mac, what y'all got? What can a woman say to y'all in y'all ear to be like, oh, now your shit is like hard?
Yeah, said.
All she got to be like is, listen, I don't want no money from you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no money from you. Boy, I ain't got to leave these $40 on the motherfucking table. We good.
Not the $40.
Ladies, y'all heard it here first. Tell them. Y'all see him out on the streets. I don't want no money from you, GQ Diddy.
He don't leave it anyway afterwards.
I once told this man, I was like, usually in the mornings I work out. So either I can work out or you can work me out. Your choice.
Oh.
All right, Tam.
Did he work you out?
Yes. I had an amazing day at work.
Woo! Smiling from ear to ear. The kids is like, why you so happy?
Oh,
Only if you knew.
Be big.
Mac.
Before, I would have to say, this is before a chick I smashed, Kiki, or it could be a chick I'll just go with a chick before I smash or something. We never did it before. I would have to say, if she normally be like, look like you got some good ass dick or something like that. Like that shit right there, do something for me. She like, you just look like you can put it down. Oh, God damn it. That just gets me fired up. You just look like you can put it down. God damn it, I'm gonna deliver, baby. I like that.
Yeah. Start grabbing the crotch and you don't even know.
You know what I mean? When they be like, you just look like you. I don't know how women be knowing shit, but women can be like, you just look like you got some good dick.
And I said that to somebody before, and the dick was trash. I was like, what? I should have saved this for somebody.
Okay.
So Mac likes affirmations like what? He likes affirmations.
Yes, affirmations. I like affirmations. Is that it, Tammy? I'm a man of affirmations. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Me and Tammy affirmations. What you got? Give me another one.
All right. What is something that you fear when it comes to sex? And I'll start this off. I would feel like if somebody came to me and told me like the coochie was whack, that's something that I would be concerned or scared about when it came to me having sex with them. Like after it's all said and done. I mean, it's never happened to me, thank God. But if that would be a fear of mine for somebody to come to me after the case and say that the pussy was whack. Do I get the question?
A fear? Only fear?
Yeah, something that you have when it comes to sex.
Only thing I would fear is like an STD or some shit. That would be the only
that
thing
too.
I would fear. Yeah, other than that, I ain't scared of nothing else. Me?
If a man we were talking and he said, oh, I like anal sex, I would be like, oh, okay, so then you need to go find somebody else. That would scare me.
What,
Okay.
girl?
If a guy told me he want his booty ate, because I ain't eat no booty. Sorry.
Cam don't eat the booty. Okay.
That
Maya,
too.
no anal. Maya, okay. Taylor.
I'm big on hygiene, so not necessarily like I make sure I'm clean, but I want to like I might spoil a moment because I'm like, hold on, like I gotta make sure I'm always on point. So I can't. I have to. That would probably be my biggest fear. Somebody catch me slipping, like I wasn't ready. But I usually stay ready. I keep wipes everything, but
you stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready.
Biggest fear, like never want to be caught
Exactly.
slipping.
That was my second one.
Or if the guy stink.
I don't even invite nobody into my space unless I feel clean. Like I'm not even finna invite you.
Or even the fear of having a man and he stink. Like,
right? Can you imagine going down there and then his smell like ass,
sweaty balls, musty balls?
Like,
how you
gonna? I'm like, you smell like nigga, your dick stink. Your dick smells like ass.
Taylor, take a shower first. I leave. I get my ass in the shower. It don't matter.
Always shower, baby. But what if you was at the club?
3 or 4 showers a day.
Now, what if you was at the club? Y'all dancing, right? And y'all slide into the bathroom to do something. You know what I'm saying? The bathroom moment, like Tammy. Like, what if
I had a bunch of bathroom moments. Thank God it ain't never go there. I had a bunch. Cause I used to fuck with the DJ. Okay. Oh, I'm about to take my break. Oh, all right. I'll meet you in the bathroom. All right. And that was all.
I'm not that spur of the moment, but yeah, I'll invite you to get in the shower with me. Like, let's get in the shower. So therefore, nobody has to feel like you don't have to call nobody out. Oh, you stink. Just come get in the shower. You could wash him up. He could wash you up, and then just kind of go from there. So that way, everybody be clean. I don't know about the whole going to the slide into the bathroom stuff. Oh God, I haven't done that in years. Like. A lot years.
Yeah, it's been years. So I can't wait to relive it. Don't take a shower with me because I'm gonna slip my finger in your butt.
Hey.
I never have a hygiene problem, baby. I just mentioned that because I'm just a phobia. Right. Like never got a hygiene problem ever. Never been told the twat stink. Just saying.
He said cleanliness is godliness. What about you, GQ?
You got both of mine for me. A female trying to whoop, and also I gotta say teeth. There's no man want to feel no teeth.
Really? I had guys who like that.
Nah. Don't teeth.
Bite my shit.
Nah.
Right, because one guy was like, and he's like, "Oh, bite it." I said, "Bite it."
Oh no.
Yeah, like it wasn't like a hard bite, like a little nibble. I was like, but I didn't know people like that. And then he was like, "You ain't gonna eat the ass too."
That's wild.
Little Hannibal Lecter over there.
You can nibble with your lips. You can nibble with your lips, like.
Yo, they wanted me doing my back teeth. I was like, okay.
No.
Hey, Tammy, what you do, Tammy? How'd that go?
I said you can nibble with your lips.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That ain't no
like
teeth.
a little horsey. No, this nigga wanted teeth. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then he went from, oh, so you're not gonna eat my ass too? That was right. And then I put them legs back and I treated him like a bitch.
Oh my God.
Mac, please get control of Mac.
It was them wild Miami nights,
Please get control of Kiki, Mac.
Wow. Look, I thought this was a safe space, no?
It is a safe space.
But no, it really did happen.
Come on, Kiki.
Right.
Give us one more. Give us one more before we say it, because I got some heat to drop on the back end for the ladies.
Okay, so what was you guys' first, how do you say? How was your first sexual experience? Was it a good, like when you lost your virginity? How was that experience? Tammy, I said a thumbs up. I gotta hear your sexual experience. Your first one.
I mean, y'all know it was the rapper I was dealing with. So basically what happened, I want to name names, but I don't want to name names. All right. So when I was in Korea, I used to be a rapper. Okay. I was working with producers and I was, trying to get a song out. It was a whole thing. It wasn't like I was just doing it. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was just literally just doing whatever I felt like doing. But what happened is I started a YouTube channel. It's about Korean hip hop. So I got in good with people that was in Korean hip hop. So I used to go to clubs and people recognize me. So I've been in clubs with people like Jay Park. These people that y'all probably. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. So these are people that y'all probably don't know, but I've been in clubs with people like Jay Park, Cha-Cha Malone, Sid K, Woody Goldchild, Simon Dominic. Like these are people, Ted Park, like so many people. These are all Korean hip hop artists, right? And so what happened was I was doing like reaction videos to their songs, and so they would hit me up. So I got cool with my boy Jarv D. Shout out to Jarv D. Shout out to that boy Jarv D. Jarv, shout out from the beginning. So I started hanging out with Jarv D, and then they all came back to because some of the artists that were a part of the label that I was cool with, they were not based in Korea. They were based in the United States. And so I got cool with them or whatever, and they came back over, or they came over to Korea for the first year anniversary of that particular label, music label, right? So at this point, I'm pretty cool with all of them, right? So my ex hit me up and he was like, hey, you here? I was like, yeah, I'm in the club. He was like, oh, pull up. Oh, I'm gonna come down right now. I'm gonna come bring you up the VIP. So he came down, me, him, and another artist on the label, and my homegirl. We went to go eat, right? And this is before we was dating. This is just, after we had talked before, but whatever. Anyway, long story short, they was in town for like a week. On that third day, I was locked in with all of them. We in the taxi, we doing everything with them. And then at that night, we went to a bar and they had a section. And then at the end of the night, it was like, all right, bye everybody else. Tam, you come with us. I was like, oh, okay. So I went back to the hotel and I was sleeping until I wasn't. And that's how that started. I don't know if y'all want more details.
I thought you was going to say it. Y'all had a threesome.
Oh, hell no. So it was a shared room. So that was scary. It was a shared room. So there was not just us in the room. There was somebody else in the room. But I guess he texted bro, was like, hey, yo, I'm going to need you to leave for the one time. And I was like, I've never done this before. He was like, do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah. He was like, all right. And he took the wheels. And baby, when I tell you he took the wheels.
Was he Asian or was he black?
No, he's black. Black is
oh, okay.
Big ass donkey dick.
Oh.
And he knew what to do and it didn't hurt. It was pleasurable. It was up. I was throwing it back on that thing. I was like,
for it to be your first time?
Yes. He was amazed. He was baffled. He was shocked and it was crazy. Yeah. But I was also 29. So I don't know if that is a factor. I was 29 years old. But I was like,
we'll talk later. Maya.
Yes. What was
your first sexual, like, how was your first time, basically? Was it good? Was it bad?
It was okay.
What was the story?
I had nothing to compare it to because it was the first time. So yeah. It was, so comparing it to, going on further in life or whatever, it wasn't all that good, comparing it to like as I got older because I didn't have an orgasm or anything like that. But he was cute.
Did it hurt?
No.
Really?
Nope.
Taylor.
Yerp. My first time, I was kind of young. I ain't gonna lie. I was 15, 16. Didn't nobody know what they was doing, and it hurt like hell. So it took 2 days. It was a dare. It was like somebody I grew up with. We were kids. We were both in house suspension, and he dared that he knew what he was doing. So I was like, bet, let's go to your house after school, see if you know. We went. He didn't know what he was doing and found out we took each other virginity. And, the first time it was like, the first day it was, I spotted because he didn't but popped the cherry or whatever. It hurt like hell. And then the second day, he like, I know what I'm doing now. So we tried again. We did it, and I don't even remember what it felt like. It was pointless. I remember not having sex again until like maybe a year or two later with somebody more experienced. So yeah, it was crazy. Don't remember too much.
Yeah, I lost my virginity at 11.
How,
Yeah.
Mom, I will whoop you.
Let me say, my grandmother, she went to church, and it was the next door neighbor, and we always used to like each other, whatever. I still talk to him to this day. So every time I'm like in my little drought and I ain't got nobody to talk to, I hit him up. And back then we would just like, do like little kissing. He'll touch on my little flat chest that I like didn't have. And he was just like, oh, I want to have sex with you. And I was like, no, I'm scared. Fast forward, I talked to my cousin. She was like, oh, it doesn't hurt. So I'm listening to my cousin. Like I said, I'm only 11 at the time. So, and she told me like, oh, you better do it, because if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. When he put that thing in my little 11-year-old body, it hurted like hell. I was crying. He was like, what, 14 at the time or whatever case. So he was like a little bit older than me. It hurted like a motherfucker. I ain't had sex until I reached like high school after that. It was horrible. I was bleeding. He called me like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm like, my stomach hurts. I thought I was pregnant. And that was my first time. It was horrible. It sucked. But the only good thing I could say came out the whole situation is I still talk to him years later, and I'm 32. So I still keep in touch with my first. Matt or GQ, who wants to answer this? What was your first time like? I mean, it don't really hurt for men, but what was your experience?
For me, it was cool until my great grandmother called me in the hallway. It was cool. Yeah. She called me in the hallway, but she was a G about it though. She let me finish.
No, she did.
Yeah. She was a G. She wanted me to be all man. She wasn't.
How old was you?
I was like 16, so she let me finish. And then when she told me, she said, "Hey, if you're gonna be doing this, make sure you do it right." And that's when she told me. I told y'all before, when she told me, make sure you take your time and please a woman. She said, if you don't do it, Grandma said,
right.
Yeah, right. Grandma, hey, tell. After it was over, she said, listen, if you're gonna do this with a woman, take your time and make sure she's satisfied, because she said you'll always be able to go back. And that's
in the hallway though, Matt.
Right. No bed.
He didn't lie.
I mean, where I came banging in the house. I'm like, we snuck in. Like I snuck in the hallway and shit just went down. And so Grandma came out there, and saw it, but she let me finish up. So that was some G shit.
Was she a virgin too?
Yeah, she was a virgin too.
Okay.
So that was
getting it like that
in the hallway though.
Yeah, I mean Chicago. You gotta understand Chicago. Our hallways is a little different than maybe what y'all think. Our hallways got rugs and shit. It be comfortable. Chicago hallways.
No, I got crackheads in my hallway.
No. So. You gotta understand. We got a two flat house, so it's in the hallway. So it was just all. Okay. It wasn't like I'm in the project hallway banging out.
Oh yeah.
No, it's in the house.
GQ.
I'll say this, and this is not nobody shame, because I shout out to the big girls. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, I was fooled. So a family friend, and it was in the summertime. I think I was like 15, in my daddy's bed. Ooh. They was outside having a barbecue, and she was like, when I got inside.
Wait, what noise was that?
She was like, come on inside. And when I got inside, I got inside.
I was about to say that.
I got inside and got inside.
Did y'all wear protection?
Hell no. I did. But to my knowledge, and I was smart. Oh, I knew to pull out Pull out game strong.
You might
Real
have a baby out
real
here.
strong.
You might got a baby out here you don't know about.
Nah.
Pre-cum,
It went about 5 or 6 pumps, man. Come on.
pre-cum,
now.
baby.
Oh, that's it.
Don't know what you're doing, and then by the time you get it, you're like, oh, okay.
You do know pre-cum can make babies though.
Listen to
We
me.
got a little GQ out here.
Listen to me. You said something like I ain't 41 years old.
Oh, so how old would this baby be?
Talking about pre-cum make a baby.
How old would this child be? Well, do anybody still speak to their first? Does anybody? I said I spoke to my first still to this day. Anybody else know?
I mean, he hit me up on Instagram when he come back around.
No.
Would you do it again?
Would I do him again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
See, grandma was right.
No, I still do mine every now and again. So we was trying to make a baby last summer.
Okay.
I hope you don't see this. Don't watch this, sir.
Hey,
I'm gonna get a DM tonight. I heard we
damn,
Look,
so
I'm
you can
out.
circle the block.
Right.
He can circle the block. Good stuff. Good stuff, Kiki. All right, ladies. Here goes some heat for the back end. We got a few questions. This is gonna be some shit right here. I'm telling y'all now. Okay. Do all women deep down, soul searching, be real? Do all women really deep down want to be wives?
Want to be what?
Wives. Want to be wives.
Oh, I think you said white.
Wives.
That's what I thought he said too.
No, ain't nobody. Hell no, I ain't said that. Wives. 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 You know, because it's told to us. Oh, ever since there was a little girl, women fantasize about who they gonna marry. You hear all of that. So the question is, deep down, the women really, all women, do y'all really want to be wives?
Can I answer it since my service has been crappy tonight?
Go ahead, Kiki.
I would say when I was younger, I always had this dream of, my personal experience. I always had this whole like Cinderella, them type of things. Like I'm gonna have this big, beautiful wedding, the white dress. But then when I actually got married, I would say, hell no. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. And that's just personally me. It's a lot of women, I think now in 2024, who are just comfortable with just being in a nice, comfortable, long-term relationship opposed to being married. It's just too much. It really is.
Oh, that's real. All right. Maya?
Yes.
Do all women deep down want to be wives?
I'm going to have to say no for 500.
That's
I would say that when I was a little younger, looking at the Disney movies and things like that, it was like, ooh, that's all I wanted. But as I got older, learning myself and knowing who I am, I'm going to say no. But I did have this thing as far as with children, and I waited to have a child that I felt like you should be married. However, I had a cousin of mine who said to me, and she might have been married at the time, and she said something to me that made my mind shift and go, wait a minute, she has a point. You can be a single parent and be married. And I was like, what? How? And then maybe a few months later to a year later, I absolutely understood what she meant by you can be a single parent and be married, meaning that the woman basically takes care of all the child rearing and all the things that have to do with the child. And yes, and the man is not, there. He's not helping. He's not doing anything. And then I understood like, oh, so that's what she meant. But no, I don't feel like all women deep down want to be wives. I feel actually at this point where I am now in my life that I'm not anti-wife, but I'm not necessarily pro-wife either. I feel like it has to be the right combination and the right person and wanting to get married for the right reason and not so much as I meet guys that, oh, can you cook? Can you wash clothes? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, I can do all of that. But why are you asking me? Like you got some type of checklist that you going down because you do this, because you do that, because you do this or that. And she got this and that. This, ooh, yeah, I want to get married. And I'm like, I'm not your mama. So
Period.
yeah, you have to know how to do all of these things yourself. When you know, before you start talking about marrying somebody. So okay.
Right? Because can you build a house, nigga?
Good stuff, Maya. Taylor, what you got? Do you think that?
I mean, I can't speak for all women. I think at some point, like she said, I think at some point most young ladies desire to be married.
Okay.
I think today's time, I think that is going away. But for me, I desire to be married. I played a wife, and I will never play that again because my time is money, and I feel like a relationship, a marriage is a business, and if you have an exit strategy with the business, so if I have an exit relationship, I need to benefit with some compensation for my time and my efforts. But outside of that, so that's why I value marriage. It's more than just a commitment. It's really a business. But overall, I do enjoy cooking. I'm a nurturer, so I enjoy nurturing people. So I enjoy the role of a wife.
Okay, good stuff. Tam, you have thoughts?
I ain't gonna go too many deep into it, but I definitely think those of us who grew up in the church, who grew up being taught what it is to be a woman based off of things of spirituality and religion, we are taught that our goal is to be a wife and our goal is to be a mother. And I think it can be extremely damaging because, especially for Black women, because we are the least likely to get married out of most women, right? We're the least likely to date outside of our race. So you have all these things about marriage that are kind of stacked against us as Black women. And so it's like, I don't even want to say depressing, because I don't even think that's the real word. I would say asinine for me, because I went to a Christian school and they tell you when you leave school, you're supposed to have your degree, but you're also supposed to have your MRS degree. Okay. You're supposed to be married. And a lot of my friends found their husbands and found their wives at this school. I was not as lucky. It wasn't that I wasn't looking. It wasn't because I wasn't open to it. It's because I was just not as lucky. And I was speaking to my homeboy who was married to somebody that he met at that school the other day. He was like, Tam, you don't understand. You was on the top of this dude list. You was on top of this dude list. I said, you're telling me that I'm on top of this dude list, but they never told me. Okay? So all that to say, that was a huge goal for me when I was in my 20s. Huge goal. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to do all that thing. I am 34. I'll be 35 on Monday. Marriage is no longer my ultimate extreme goal. If it happens, it needs to happen for the right reason and under the right circumstances. Right. And I think that, especially seeing a lot of my friends who got married very young in their mid 20s and their early 20s, and even some of them in their late 20s, a lot of them been married and divorced, and some of them been married, divorced, and remarried. It's crazy. Wow. And it's like we especially and I'm only speaking on this from the church girl standpoint, because if you're not church and you don't understand how they push it, how your purity attached to it. I know a lot of people that got married specifically so they wouldn't be sinning by having sex. They got married so they could have guilt-free sex. And so it's so crazy that this is pushed on us.
And my sex is guilty.
So a couple of my friends, they got married. They were virgins, both their husband and they were virgins. And they couldn't have sex with their partner for 2 or 3 years because they had psychologically they had been told for so long that sex was wrong that they literally could not open up to their partner. They couldn't. Their vagina literally would not open for their partner to enter. They had to like sex therapy and get stuff fixed. So that is literally damaging. So for me, I think for my mental health, I had to remove that as my goal, because if this is my goal, right, and I hadn't met it at 34, 35. That's depressing as fuck to be like, my goal in life is to be a wife. My goal in life is to be a mother. Where are my children? Where's my husband? Like, no. So I focus on living the best version of my life. And if marriage presents itself in a way that is a business, like Taylor said, right, and healthy, like Maya said, and on point, like Maya said, then I will do it. But if it doesn't, I'm not pressed.
Listen, if sex is wrong, I don't want to be right, honey.
Okay, Kiki, the sex got to be good. That is true. Good stuff. Okay, ladies, I have a question for you. Okay. What determines in 2024, and GQ, I'm gonna get you to weigh in on this one. This is important. What determines wife material versus side piece? Because I'm telling y'all right now, in 2024, you can't damn near. I mean, you got women who playing out of position. Like, baby, you ain't no wife material. You really got better. You should be a side piece. Side piece get a lot. You know what I mean? Back in the day, there were women who said, "Hey, I don't want to be the wife. I don't want to deal with all of that. I'm cool with being a side piece. Come on around here, dust me off a little bit, toss me some money, and I'm gonna stay out the way." But then you got some new women now who want to go from being the cease to the wife, on every damn thing off. And so my question to y'all: what is the material? What do you think wife material is? What do you versus side piece material? And I'm gonna go with GQ on that one first, from a man's perspective. I think we lost 10.
Bruh, I know it might sound complex, but I think this is very simple. Wife material, when you look at their life, you see that they understand how to maneuver in a way that can prioritize somebody other than themselves. To be a wife, to take care of a family, be a wife, you have to be able to put other people in front of you and understand how to do that without taking offense to being second, if that makes sense. Because the wife has to understand to take care of the kids, the wife, the home, the man, on top of herself, and do it. It's a tough job and it takes a lot, but you can't complain about it because you know that's what you want to do. So that's what I look at. The side piece, she don't care nothing about that. She focused on any and everything other than what matters to somebody else. It's all about her. That's how I look at it. So
I dig. Good stuff. Go ahead, Sam. What you got?
First of all, I want to chime in by saying I don't think this is a question that women should be answering. This is not a question for us. This is a question for men.
Yeah, well, we answered.
I have an answer.
Yeah, but yeah, because I want to see how women view things. Go ahead.
I don't think this is. I had this conversation, and the reason why I'm saying this, I literally had this conversation with my students before school ended, and I asked them. I said, when you're trying to date somebody, what is it that you're looking for? What are the qualities that are between somebody that you're just talking to versus somebody that you want to take home, meet your mama, and you want to date? And the men can give me the answer. The girls have plenty of answers, but the boys can give me an answer. So I don't think this is a question for us as women. I feel this is a question for men. What are you looking for as a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Those are my thoughts.
I agree with her because men chooses their wives. Women can't choose.
Sure do. What? Wait. Well, let me just be sure. What was the question exactly?
The question was from a side piece versus wife. It seems to me that there's a lot of women now who's out of, you know what, you got women who really, maybe you best serve as a side piece. To GQ's point, you're not selfless enough to be somebody's wife. You really all about yourself. Maybe you best serve not having the responsibility of everything on you, and you could just, hey, be the good time girl, the fun girl, whatever that role is. You get what you can from it, and you move and ain't nothing else to it. Versus the wife who's a selfless, thankless job, 24/7. At 4:00 in the morning, the husband come home, he hungry. She got to get up and, hey, I'm gonna make you a sandwich. The side piece,
hell I will.
Order your goddamn Uber Eats, nigga. That ain't my job. So that is the difference, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so being the fact that I've been the side piece at one point, and I love being a side piece, I ain't even gonna lie. Opposed to being the wife, though the side piece, you know, we like to have fun or whatever the case may be. There's nothing serious. You come over, we have a good time, we drink, we smoke, do a little extra shit, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like for men, I don't know if it's now or back in the day, I'm not sure, but I just kind of feel like when men looking for a wife, they looking for somebody they can kind of rule over. And that's not all men. Let's just say that. It's not for all men. I just feel as though men want somebody that they can tell what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Like you said, the nigga come home at 4:00 in the morning. First of all, where's you coming from 4:00 in the morning? Let's start there. And someone you want a sandwich. No, we're not doing that. If you was hungry, you walked past that kitchen before you came to the bedroom. You should have made that sandwich before you came in the room. So coming from both, sides of being someone's side piece, which, like I said, I loved. Listen, we do our little ones and twos. You go back home to your little girlfriend. It's cool, but I feel like men now, they just want someone who's gonna treat them like they mamas. I had a nigga tell me that when he gets married, that he wants his wife to be just like his mother, and I felt like that was disgusting. For one, and for two, it was also weird. Why would you want a woman who was like your mom? If that's the case, be with your mama. These men want somebody who's going to be caring and compassionate and, all of these type of things. It'd be a lot. It's a lot. So that's just my standpoint on the situation.
Yeah.
Put me down for side chick.
Well, women know. Women know other women. Women know women that, use a hoe and your ass need to be married. Now, they might not say it, but women know.
I don't want to say a hoe, but, just put me down to the side.
I'm just saying though, women know if they got a friend that your ass shouldn't be married or your ass is best served. Women know that. They know that.
Right, because not every man is even marriage material either.
Exactly. Like guys know guys. I got a partner. I said, bro, don't you ever marry nobody. Nigga, you ain't and it's my homeboy. I love this dude to pieces. But I said, if you ever marry somebody, that's a cardinal sin because you too selfish. So women know if a woman can be a wife and a man know if another man should be a husband. We know that. That ain't a gender question. An honest evaluation of the person.
Maya, that is true.
Anything to add on that, Maya?
Well, I like how GQ said the woman should be selfless. And what I will say is her partner doing the same? Because I've been engaged a few times, but why am I not married? Why did I not marry the man? Why did I wind up leaving him or moving or changing my number or just saying I don't want to be bothered? I was engaged when I had a child, but then once I had the child, I realized I'm being selfless. I'm taking care of the home. I'm taking care of the child. And he was very selfish towards me. And again, saying, oh, well, I pay for this and I pay for this and I do this and I do that. Why would I want to marry someone like that? So it's like, here is your ring. Oh, no, you could keep it and just think about it. It's nothing that I have to think about. The answer is no.
No.
Because you're not being supportive of me, myself, my dreams, my likes, my desires. I'm here to please you and you only. And then being treated like a slave, at your beck and call when you feel like you want this or you want that, or, I want to have sex. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm supposed to be like, okay, what do you want to do? How you want to do it? No.
That's why they get side chicks, because the side chick is about to be the one doing everything that the wife does not do.
Do whatever you need to do, bro. But overall, I don't have a definitive answer for what makes a side chick and what makes a wife. I feel like you treat people how you would like to be treated. You give respect, reciprocation. You reciprocate the love and the care. I know that you care about me. I know you love me. It's not just about how I look or, you like laying with me, et cetera, and we flow together. It's not a dictatorship. And a lot of men will also say, I want her to be submissive. I want her to do this and I want her to do that. You have to give a woman a chance to get to know you. Okay. And what you want into the situation, because I'm a big believer in, yes, if a man is leading, I can follow. But I think I said before, I'm not going to follow your ass off the cliff.
That's real.
And
straight to hell.
Yes, has to be in my interest as well. It cannot be just what you like and what you want, and I would like you to do this and I would like you to do that, and it's not in my best interest. So what is the purpose of me submitting to you? I have to trust you that you have my best interest at heart, at hand, that you are protecting and loving me. And then once I see that and I feel that the actions and the words match up, I have no problem being submissive, oh, could you make me a sandwich? Sure, honey. Or I would like to have sex with you. Not a problem. There is no issue. There's no issue because I trust you and you're treating me the way that I'm supposed to be treated. So I feel like, I don't have an answer for the whole woman, the side piece to this or that, and then women are independent. They kind of just do what they want. If you feel comfortable, like Kiki, you were saying, being a side piece and getting this and having fun, what's wrong with it?
Let me tell you, it's a whole bunch of husbands that be in my DM. I'm like, wasn't you just posting your happy little family like a few hours ago? First of all, the fact of the matter is you over here in my DMs, you ain't giving me no type of hush money so that I won't even tell your wife what's going on. That's number one. And then number two, like I be feeling bad because it's like, if you know that you're not ready to settle down, like, okay, maybe everything was good in the beginning. Now you feel like you need that excitement. I feel like a lot of men have these side chicks.
Yeah.
They do. Like, it's a whole bunch of men. Oh, like when I talk about anal sex, they be like, can I stick your anal plug in you and I'll give you some money? I be like, how much money we talking?
The attention you give in your side piece if you're married is the same attention you can be giving your wife. I feel like y'all have children or whatever barrier that you claiming is the reason why you're not having fun. Maybe find a sitter for the night. Maybe book a weekend trip somewhere and have a bag. Oh my God, I've been to so many trips where, and I've told my girlfriend this plenty of times, I have been on trips where I do not have to do anything, nothing but show up. I don't even have to have luggage. It's come on, I got your ticket, we going here, and then next thing you know, we going shopping, this and that. But I've also been on the other side of that in relationships that I gotta plan every single thing, even down to the last minute detail. What's paying for it or not? Where do you want to go? What you want? Oh, whatever you want to do. But you want to go? Oh, whatever you want to do. Oh, whatever you want to do. Whatever you like, or whatever you like. And it's like, well, wait a minute, what do you like? You have to put some effort into this relationship too. I cannot just do everything. And so, yes, to have those situations where a guy's just like, I booked this, I booked your sitter. They know my size, they know what I like, and it's like, oh, come on, here we go, and we getting on a plane, honey, and they got my bag packed, or we getting off the plane going to the store, and it doesn't even have to be Dolce & Gabbana, this and that. Child, I tell everyone, I shop at Walmart, Target, Old Navy, this or that. If it looks the way that I look at it, I got this dress from Forever 21, but honey, you wouldn't be able to tell. You would think that it had a Dolce & Gabbana tag. So the whole name brand thing doesn't impress me. It's just, if you're thinking about me and what do I need, that makes me like you and love you even more.
That's what I said. I've been on both sides. Like, I know how it is to be a side chick, and then I've also been the wife. So I can definitely agree with both sides. But I ain't gonna lie, I definitely enjoy being a side chick. Not now, right now in my life, but
a lot of women do.
Back then, I definitely did enjoy it. Like, it was no stress. We had fun, and then it is. Now I'm older. I don't really want to do this. It do come with a lot of drama. But, at the time, it was what it was. I had the time of my life. I had actually more fun being a side chick than I did being the wife.
Well, a lot of people get complacent in relationships, too. They get into a relationship and then they feel like, I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do that. I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do, but like, why do you do that? And then I feel like that's why a lot of people go outside of their relationship to try to find that fire, and that fun. But I mean, it's like if you pour into your partner the same thing that you pour into those outside people, I mean, y'all can have fun. I haven't been in too many relationships where the man be like, oh, I'm bored with you, Maya. I gotta go get Stacy because you bugging. And I mean, not to say that they didn't cheat. That's not what I'm saying. But what did I say before? I didn't know that they was outside doing anything.
Right, bring Stacy home.
It's a problem. It's definitely a problem because I feel, what did I say? You can dish it, but you can't take it because you go out there and you doing whatever, honey. Do you see how I look? Don't play. Because when I go outside and I do what you're doing, are you going to like it? Or are you going to be crying? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean, why you do that? Don't play with me. So I'm saying, and that's how I look at it. You want to have some type of fun, you want to spice it up, come and talk to me. What's up? What you
bring old girl home. Let's all have fun together. Whatever
floats your boat.
We gonna have a good time.
I love I love how Maya see both ends of the spectrum. I love Kiki playing. Hey, I played both roles. Being honest, you had a lot of fun as a side piece. A lot of women do. They don't want to admit it because these niggas, a lot of these married niggas go harder than me as a single dude. I'm like, damn, nigga, why are you here on her page? She's so married at home.
Word.
Y'all would be surprised. No, y'all wouldn't be surprised because y'all know better than anybody. These married niggas go harder than me as a single dude.
You should see
I'm
my
like,
phone.
bruh, you beat me to the damn pitch. I can't get the like in for the married nigga. Anyway, I love that. Taylor, you got anything to add before I go to the final question of the night, y'all? Well done, as always. Anything to add, Taylor, on that topic?
No, they got it. They got it.
All right, last question of the night, and we're done, ladies. Okay. And this is, unfortunately, in society, we try to act like we don't judge, but we all have a moment of judgment. Who's judged harsher? The woman with 4 kids and 3 baby daddies, or the woman who had 4 abortions and took Plan Bs?
The woman with them 4 kids.
The woman with them kids and them daddies, because the your past is present, so they can make judge. They don't know about them abortions unless you tell them.
Exactly. Even though you might have a graveyard pussy, at the end of
Oh, what, Kiki? I like that, Greg.
I said, homegirl might have the graveyard pussy, but at the end of the day, it's like a person doesn't have to deal with the 3 baby daddies and all of these kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to deal with. I ain't never had no 4 abortions, but if I was a man I'd rather deal with the chick with the graveyard coochie than old girl with the 4 kids and 3 baby daddies. And, you know, it would just be a lot. And I feel like people definitely do judge them, because I damn sure do. I'm like, well, look at this bitch over here with all these kids. I'm like, her baby daddy not even around. At least old girl with them abortions, she still gotta have her little fun.
Okay.
Graveyard kitty cat. That's crazy.
Right.
Imagine eating that shit.
Graveyard cat. What about so Taylor? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm with Kiki on that. Like, her past is present. The guy has to deal with that. Like you said, you got to deal with the dad. You got to deal with the kids. You know, if you decide to wife her up, y'all out in public, you start asking questions. Like, I'm not my kids. I'm not my kids. You know, so things get a little complicated. But with the abortions, like, you don't know unless, you know, y'all have that conversation. She don't ever have to disclose it to you. There's no record.
Exactly. Exactly.
GQ?
I'll say this, and this gonna be way left.
Yo, mute.
You can't hear me?
I can hear him.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. I was saying this gonna be way left, but I'm gonna say it anyway. People lie about the wrong things. Who knew you had 4 abortions, or who knew all these baby daddies? Like, if you're gonna lie about something, lie about that. But again, social media and discretion, you want everybody to know that you had 4 abortions. You did it to yourself, so you should be judged the same way because you told everybody. So, you know, at this point in life, I feel like, you know, them 4 kids, it don't compare to them 4 abortions. That's on a personal level. You out here killing kids. That's depending on how you view yourself in the eyes of society as far as, you know, taking a life. But yeah.
Well, you know, if you take a Plan B, it's not really a life. It's just like that little.
Not you. How they feel about it. That's what I'm saying.
No, not me. I was just saying, no, not me.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But can a man deal with that type of situation, like the 4 kids and the 3 baby daddies? Y'all don't think that's a lot?
Again, women lie. If you want them to deal with it, lie. That's what you'll do.
It's gonna come out eventually.
You ain't tell them about the 4 abortions.
Can you take a woman seriously, though?
Say that again.
The only way those 4 abortions may come about is if she can't have kids. Other than that, how are you gonna know?
Right.
But what happened? Like, can a man take a woman seriously if she has 4 kids and 3 baby daddies, like, will you be willing to play that stepdaddy role?
That's the number is semantics. Dude, these days probably ain't gonna take a woman with 2 kids by the same baby daddy. So let alone 4 with 3 different baby daddies. Nah.
I think that a man, if he likes the woman, and a person will do whatever they would like to do if they like the person and they see, they want to be in a relationship. My ex, his mother had 3 boys, and she got married. Her husband was not the kid's father. He went and bought him a house, and they moved to Connecticut. So I feel like that whole thing where somebody's not going to like you if you have a kid, if you have 2 kids, if you did this, if you did that, I don't believe in that. I feel like if somebody likes you, they like you, and then they choose to take on whatever comes with you, and that's just period. As far as, do I feel like a person would accept 4 kids versus 4 abortions, or rather, which one gets the most gripe or blowback? I feel like the woman with 4 kids, because people are very judgmental and want to judge because you might have 4 children and 4 different baby daddies. As far as the abortion thing, I don't think that's anybody's business. I really don't think people should go around advertising whatever they do, they private parts. I think that's your private business. So now, as you said, if you put it out there on the internet for everybody to see, then when people have an opinion about it, you can't really say it. Open that door for people to have an opinion about your life and what you do with your body. At the end of the day, your body is your body. You do with it what you will please. I have no opinion on it one way or another unless you ask me. Then you ask me, then you're going to get my opinion. Other than that, I could care less what you do. That's your business.
I'm very judgmental. And I'm very judgmental, and I kind of no, but honestly speaking, sometimes it's like, what if you're dating a woman who has a bunch of kids, and let's say it don't work out? Now you done left this girl with these 4 kids that got attached to you, and you don't really. Sometimes people don't feel guilty because shit, it ain't my kid.
That's
the baby daddies ain't, you know what I'm saying? Opposed to a woman who doesn't have any children at all. You can easily walk away. Ain't no kids. There's no attachment. There's none of that. I had 1 child. Me and my husband are not together anymore, and he walked away and kept it moving.
Well, I'm gonna tell,
knowing that she was very attached to him. So
well, I'm gonna say what my grandmother used to say to me, and to all of her grandkids: have as many children as you yourself as a woman can take care of. Because more than likely, when that marriage or that relationship breaks up, 90+% of the time, the woman is the person who takes the child, who sacrifices and takes the child. Point blank, period. Unless it's something else involved and the man decides, she won't be a good fit, whatever, and they take. But more than likely, it's the woman. So when people will ask me, "Oh, you don't want to have any more children?" No. I am one and I am done. It's not because I don't love children. It's because having 1 child is a lot of children to me. I might as well have 8 kids, just having 1. That's how I feel. Whereas I know other people who have 3 children and they're like, "Girl, please, after you had 2 is like having 1." And I'm looking at them like, no, it's not.
The lies. I have 2.
That's a damn lie.
Sure ain't.
Too many, baby.
It's like
especially when you're a single mom who's taking off work. Child. Who gotta take that kid to the doctor, going up to them corny school plays, and you got to sit there. I'm like, girl, that play was corny, but at the end of the day, that's what moms and even single dads have to do. So they say, God ain't gonna give you more than what you could bear. That's why I only got my 1.
Well, what did I say earlier? Remember, I just said that quickly, that my cousin told me you could be a single parent and be married, and I couldn't understand that until I could understand it. So, yes, you could be in a relationship and still do everything that you said, and you'd be like, well, where's the fuck? Y'all married. You'd be like, well, where's your husband at? And you'd be like, oh, I don't know. He's at work. He's sitting on the couch.
Exactly.
He don't want to be bothered.
Exactly. You in here playing games with the kids. If both parents work and the kid has a doctor's appointment, who won't take off work really? Especially if the husband making more money. Listen, you could miss a day of work. You know, I make more, whatever. Now I gotta miss a day of work because that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
See, me, I don't play none of that. You about to take this kid to the doctor.
The mama, I told you, as a flight attendant, people will be like, "Oh, you have a child? Oh, where are they?" And I'm like, "Oh, in my suitcase." Oh, how's she fit? And I'm like,
I just folded her.
Right, exactly. But do you ask her father? No, her father have the same house, a different car. You know, he says, "Oh, I don't do nothing." It's like, but you know what? But that's your choice. But you can do anything that you want to do because you don't have a child with you all the time. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying anything bad about him one way or the other. I'm just saying overall semantics, how it goes with a woman is you. When I left him, what did I say earlier? I took my child with me. I didn't leave my child with him.
Right.
I left and I took my daughter with me. And so everywhere I go, she go because that's how I choose to be.
Excuse me, but it's a lot of single fathers too who have to play both roles, like Matt.
That's a fact.
So we know, right? Exactly. So
let me say this, ladies, and this is why I appreciate all of y'all's honesty. And this is from a man's perspective. See, y'all are all three attractive women, and y'all got kids. That effing makes sense to me. I got a problem with these damn women the same age as y'all, attractive. You ain't had no damn kids, huh? You been that damn careful the whole time, lady, huh? I know niggas, and niggas will shoot a club up if they think they can. Niggas love to shoot clubs up, and I'm a nigga.
Sure do.
And trust me, I got 3 boys, and I should have a lot more. And that just tells a lot about business. But God look over babies and fools. So when we see women that's attractive like y'all ain't, and I don't have any kids, and your ass 36. No, your ass had no. You ain't that damn careful, lady. Your ass is covered up something. And now here come the red flags. Now I gotta dig it. So you ain't never had no kid, you ain't never been pregnant. Well, there was this one time. All right, I know. Thank you. So that's why, lady.
Tell me what, Matt, just really quickly. Why if the woman said to you, "I know I was never pregnant and I didn't have any children," tell me they don't have any children. Why would that bother you though?
It's the thing is, I get some women, you may literally just have not had the opportunity to get pregnant. But it's very rare you meet attractive women that's over a certain age, and you mean tell me you was in a relationship or you had some consistent partner and you never got pregnant. You mean to tell me Sylvester pulled out every time? You mean to tell me he went and reached for the condom every time at 2:00 in the morning?
Listen, even if she can't get pregnant.
Well, it could be that too. But even
birth
if
control
he didn't do that, and he did, and she got rid of it. What would that change in the way that you look at her? Because I feel like I'm very now closed off in regards to people, because a lot of people want to, inquiring minds always want to know this and always want to know that. And I'll say in a minute, mind your fucking business. People are too nosy, because you understand what I'm trying to say? Because I guess from my experience, I've had too many people, as I said, men will come back and say, "Oh, trying to tear me down because I've told them, something about me personally that I might have had to work on, or some trauma that I went through in my past." So I feel like people ask questions and I'm like, you know what? As you get to know me, I feel like that's too personal. As you get to know me, then you'll know, or you won't know. But either way, how does that change the dynamic of the relationship? So let's say she did have an abortion. Why would you feel any differently?
I don't feel anything. It's not so much mine that I feel different, but it just makes sense. Like, okay, all right. Because you ever hear guys be like, "Wait a minute, how old? You ain't never been married. You ain't never had no kids. What's wrong with you? You look this good." Because guys know guys. We know guys. It doesn't mean you're a bad woman. Hey, maybe that was just the bum ass nigga you don't want to be connected to. But there is a reason why attractive woman ain't nobody that damn careful. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it.
I know a girl who had 10 abortions. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. So, but
10, and then she gets on me about my one kid. Girl, if you ain't had on abortions, you would have had way more than I did. So let's just stop there. People and that's the funny thing too, is a woman who has had abortions are judgmental to women who have children. It's like, girl, I know what that situation was. You didn't had 1,000,001 abortions, but you blaming me for my 1 or 2 kids. Girl,
But don't
sit
say
down.
Roxy in the last house. That's how I look at it.
She got
Mind your
the
business.
hunted coochie.
Right. Well, mind your
And that's
business.
just what it is. Babies in there. Sad. She gonna have to meet them babies in heaven.
You know what?
Hey, I'm saying, make it make sense to me. Attractive women. I know niggas shoot clubs up. I want to know the history. That's just me. I like to know shit. I just want to know.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
Good stuff, y'all. Great show as always. We're gonna wrap it up. Go around. Anything you want, you got coming up. Let the people know. Kiki, what we got coming up this week? What you doing?
Actually, this week I had lost a friend. She passed.
Sorry.
And also just still with my little Ratchet Girl T LLC. I'm going tomorrow to this like little wholesale spot. They got a whole bunch of stuff. So I have a whole bunch of shit coming out next week. I promise to God. It's a bunch of stuff. But right now I'm just dealing with like the death of a friend. She literally just passed today. So
no.
Sorry to hear that.
yeah. That's why I was a little late, and it's been a lot today. But other than that, yeah. Trying to keep in good spirits. So, I would just like for everybody to keep my friends, in your prayers.
Absolutely. All righty. GQ, what you got, brother?
Hey, bro, working on this house. The quicker I can get all this done, put it up for rent, on to the next property. So that's all I'm doing. No more DJing for the rest of this month. June coming up, I'll be in Vegas. So yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Well, it's the last day of the month, so I don't think you're DJing no more.
Right.
Today. It's a wrap. I think you made it.
It's a wrap.
So we'll see that. Okay, good stuff. All right. Maya says, what we got coming up, Maya? More lives? X lives?
Oh yes, definitely more lives. I'm going to finally. I'm not going to try. I'm probably just going to do it. My podcast that I talked about. I'm ready to do that first one, and I was going to do it with someone, but I'm thinking I'm just going to do it solo. Kind of just talk how I would like to talk, and don't really necessarily want to hear anybody's opinions for that first episode. But then subsequent episodes, I don't have a problem with listening to other people. Also, just living life. I mean, life is great. I got up this morning. I'm positive. I get up tomorrow. Same thing. I'm living life. It's day by day, and I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you.
Period. If you need somebody to join in,
I was about to say, after our shows, you probably be tired of opinions. You be having all type of opinions, and you ain't like, look, I'm just gonna talk by myself. God damn it.
Word.
Oh man, good stuff. Taylor, what you got? What's the topic this week?
We got. It's funny because I asked the people, and they actually wanted to talk if we were still doing traditional gender roles.
Wow.
It kind of ties into today's topic here. So yeah, Smack Talking's Monday on gender roles, and are we still doing traditional gender roles is a topic. And then I'll be in the house this weekend studying, doing homework, quizzes.
Okay.
That's it.
Good stuff. Well, I want to thank each and every one of y'all as always for not just being transparent, but showing up and giving the world your truest self. And I love everybody's opinion, everybody's perspective. And this show, it don't go without y'all. And I humbly thank each and every one of y'all for sharing that. From Kiki, thank you for showing up. Taylor, I appreciate you. Maya, you know how I feel about you. GQ from day one, we've been locked in. So I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all, because everybody can't do this. It takes courage to get up here and open and share. And I love to see y'all growing. And I see Kiki's more confident growing. Now me and Maya, we got to go fight off these niggas who hating on her. I mean, I just love to see everybody growing and really stepping up. Man, I'm just really proud of y'all. And I'm truly thankful because y'all have been a blessing to this platform. So I just want to say
back in the day, I was ratchet as hell.
No comment.
I'm still ratchet.
No, I'm about to say no comment, Brooklyn.
I'm still ratchet, but it simmered down a little bit.
No,
just
you guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. Well, hey, thank you to the chat. Hey, to Big T and everybody else, we love y'all. Y'all know where we'll be. The world's greatest panel will be back next Friday with a new damn topic, man. God love y'all. God bless. And we are out.